Hello, everyone, and happy Halloween in Santa RPG. Or it's kind of like a combination between Santa and Halloween. I don't know. It's going to be weird. It's not going to be like normal. Let's just put it that way. But before we get into the madness of this, I would just say at this point we're just an anime. Before I used to say it was like North Pole, like an anime set in North Pole, but now it is just expanded. Thanks to Bentham. You can thank Bentham for that. That's why we're here right now.
Thank you.
I made choices.
You made choices, but I like these choices. But before we get into that, we do have some, sweeping that we need to do. And first and foremost, we would like to thank our sponsor today. Thank you, Roll20, for sponsoring today's episode. If you're ever curious how we do our dice rolling or any of those things, it is all through Roll20. And they make all the magic happen. And custom sheets and things like that, which are super duper handy. And you don't even have to just play dice games. You can play board games. You can play card games. Sorry, this is wackadoodle. And all kinds of things. So thank you for sponsoring. We also have merch. You can check out our merch at designbyhumans.com/shop/roll for it. There's a kitty. Where you can get merch. So if you would like some, head on over there and check it out. Especially, you want to get somebody a present, some of your favorite peoples. That'd be kind of cool. A sweater or a mug for your hot cocoa, something of that sort. And of course, we would like to thank today's supporter, Thunder Cabbage. Sorry, I just always want to do that. It's so fun. Thank you, Thunder Cabbage, for supporting today's episode. And if you don't mind giving some roll love and chat to Thunder, that would be super nice. But if you would like to become a supporter like Thunder Cabbage, you can head on over to our Patreon. And if you are Legend tier or above, you not only get to support an episode, but you also get to play in a privately GM'd game by one of our wonderful cast members, which is super fun. And just so you know, the Legend tier did some stuff that's going to affect today's episode. Like, specifically, it's going to affect you, Dazzle, of all the people.
No.
Yeah, you can thank them for whatever chaos they're bringing forth upon you. But beyond that, we have all kinds of other goodies, like the after show that we're going to be recording. This one's going to be live. It's going to be different, but we have a lot of private ones. We have character sheets and maps and all kinds of goodies over there for all of our shows. So if you are ever wanting to see some behind the scenes stuff, head on over there. Not only do we have a Patreon, but we also have Twitch. You're probably watching us live right now on Twitch. You can sub to us here, and you can not only get access to VODs in advance, but you also get some emotes. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub to us for free using your Amazon Prime. Otherwise, Jeff Bezos gets the money. So you decide how you would like to use. George agrees. He thinks that you should give us the monies. And of course, you can head on over to YouTube and become a YouTube member and get access to some of those emotes as well. And whether you're a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or Patreon supporter, you get access to our private Discord where we always have some interesting conversations. And I'm sure that this one will be no different than the others. Of course, we understand that not everyone can support us monetarily. So there's lots of free ways to support us, like watching us live, making clips. Thank you so much for making the clips. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of clippable weird moments for today's episode, but we appreciate those clips. You can only do them while we're live. And of course, watching us on YouTube, subscribing, liking, commenting over there, following us on X, Facebook, liking, sharing, resharing, commenting over there. All of those things make the algorithms go whir and allow people to find our stories so that we can continue telling more of them. And normally this is the point where I hand it over to a GM, but unfortunately for you all, you have to listen to me talk more. So, we are going to start things off.
By the way, I was gonna
go ahead.
I was gonna say the nickname could be Santaween, but that sounded too dirty, so I was like, I shouldn't say that out loud, but then I had to because I thought it was funny that I thought of it, and then I censored myself. So
that would come from a ginger log.
Yeah.
New holiday.
Santaween?
Oh, no.
Katie, I don't know what you're celebrating over there, but
I'm trying to help.
I feel like that belongs on a website that ends in HUB, but
Somebody's looking for it.
All right, I'm gonna reel this shit back in because it's going in a direction that's not the kind of anime that I was going for
Instantly.
here.
0 words in,
And
and we've
yep.
gone off the rails.
And TTP, we made it. Okay. But the camera pans to a sky, a darkened sky with a full, large moon. And you can hear a light sound in the background echoing. And it grows louder. A howling heard off in the distance, bouncing off the trees and reverberating. We see Dazzle in the middle of what looks like an open space, as you have just walked through some kind of weird chocolate portal. Around you is darkened grass, not like anything you've seen before, and there is a interesting smell that is almost, it smells like fermented fruit and vegetables, but not in a pleasant way. Like something is old and moldy and rotten. And as you peer out further, there's a bunch of large, tall grass expanding out from this open space. Describe to the audience what you look like.
Dazzle is a young elf in a pink elf outfit. He has blue eyes, and poking out from under his elf hat is some very nice looking brown curls. He is terrified. He's just kind of rooted in place, having just shown up here, and is like, what is this? And
As
is
you
like looking around and
timidly
panicking at
speak
sounds.
these words, and you can see your stance kind of close up, almost like you're trying to be smaller than you are. There's no response. Just another distant howl.
Okay, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe I should go back. And I like look down at my feet, and can I see like any symbols or markings or anything?
You do. You see the symbols and the markings. And what once had like chocolate filling it in the holes and the linings of these symbols is now dried, and it looks to be this very sanguine burgundy color.
Oh no. Should have brought another token. Maybe Frosty's here. Maybe this is where he came to. He has the tokens. Maybe I can find him. And I'm gonna start wandering.
As you wander further out from this expansiveness, you can see this tall grass. You kind of stand in front of the tall grass. It is larger than you, probably by, I would say, 5 feet, like higher in length than you, because you are a tiny, like 2-foot elf. What do you do? Do you just walk into the tall grass?
I think, yeah, like I look for like landmarks, and if I can't find anything that like stands out, any like path or like structure or anything, then I'm just gonna start walking somewhere and see if I can get out of this grass and these
Okay.
trees.
I would say for this option, this is going to be, for where you are right now, something that is difficult for even a pro. I'm going to say this is a 12 difficulty. You can use either, I would say skill would make sense here, luck probably, but if you think a different one might work and you can explain to me how that would work, I may allow it.
I think this is just a luck. This is just,
All right.
we're just
Are you going
whether or
to
not we
add
get
any
anywhere
candy
useful.
canes to this roll? See, 'cause
So if the
Dazzle has
difficulty
candy
is
canes.
it was difficulty 12?
Yes.
So I would have to roll a 6 at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I have candy canes. I
You
got
do.
32 of them.
You do.
I'm going to increase. I'm going to increase my luck by 1 with it. So is that 2? Is it 1d6?
Yep.
Okay. Let's roll a d6 to see how many it costs me. It only cost me 1. Cool. 31 candy canes, and then increase my luck to 3 for this. That's how it works, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. Okay.
Well, you would increase your luck by 1 for the roll.
Yeah, okay. It's normally 2. I increase it to 3, and then I rolled a 2 for a total of 6. So nope.
Oh no. And I'm trying to
Dazzle
get the
wanders
chat
into the
here.
wilderness and is never seen again. The end.
No, it is okay. You rolled a 6. Oof. All right. Give me one moment so I can get the chat box up here for folks. Well, as long as everybody says what they rolled, I think we'll be okay for now.
I'm just wandering through the grass like Frosty, like calling out, but also like, I don't know if I want to be heard.
Yeah. So are you calling out? Are you being stealthy? What is...
I'm sort of like, I'm being like Frosty, like so that like anyone within like, 30 feet of me would hear, but beyond that, scary distant things wouldn't, maybe, hopefully. It's like a very sort of ineffectual thing where it's like I'm calling out but not loud enough to actually like, be likely to get anyone's attention. Or at least anyone's attention I'm trying to get.
For sure, yeah. You can definitely certainly try. We can say that. You kind of call out timidly while you're walking through the tall grass, and you don't see anything right off the bat, but you do hear something. Your ears twitch a little bit as you hear this sound. Sounds like something is moving through the vines, and then you feel underneath you something wrap around your legs, and it pulls you, and you're gonna fall to the ground unless you do something. It looks like there are these large vines with big leaves that have now wrapped around your legs.
Okay, so they're basically like around my ankles and like pulling me, or like just keeping me in place?
They're pulling you.
Okay. I want to try this. What if suddenly, as they're trying to pull my feet, they're no longer feet and are instead hooves?
Ooh, you're gonna transform?
I'm gonna turn into a reindeer.
You transform into a reindeer. I will say this gives you a moment to step out of the vines, but you see the vines chasing you. And now that you've had a moment to kind of like leap, I'm assuming, like out from the vines that have like wrapped around your elven feet, that now transform into hooves and give you a little space where you can quickly move, you can see that these vines are attached to these large orange balls that you've never seen before. And they're kind of pulsating and
I've
glowing.
seen a symbol of them once.
You saw a symbol. That's true. You saw a symbol of them
I think I
once.
saw that symbol on the token that I then used to get here.
You did. Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, maybe they're like carrots. Carrots are great. And now I'm like, wait, that's what those are? No, I hate this. I hate everything about this place. But imagine that like they're pulling me and then suddenly the feet shrink into hooves and they slip off and I'm like, I guess I'm on my front, but then becoming a reindeer, I'm on my feet again and I just start galloping. I'm just going to be trying to get the hell away from these things.
As you gallop, your hoof gets stuck into something. And it holds you there. And you can see something in the distance. Someone is kind of making some kind of noise. One of them, and then there's like a glowing light that is kind of next to you, pulsating in the sky above you.
Okay. Can I tell what I've got like caught in?
Yeah, it looks like a trap.
Oh.
And it has a hold of now your 2 hooves at the front. Because when you leaped out of the vines, now you've gotten into a trap.
What is it, like a bear trap, or is it like
It looks like
a
it's
cattle
specific.
grid? That would get me.
Yeah, it looks kind of like something that would capture a small creature, that is almost elven shaped and sized.
Okay, because I was like, okay, can I just get out of all my problems by repeatedly transforming between an elf and a reindeer? But no, this will only make the situation worse.
But as your legs are kind of trapped in this thing, your body, you can kind of move it a little bit, but you are inside of it, whatever this thing is.
Okay, I'm gonna try and break out.
Oh, and take
Just
6
like trying to
stress.
like pull free and like kick at it and
Please.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, you start kicking at this trap as it's got your hooves stuck in it, and you start knocking. I would say this is an athletics, and it is going
Oh,
to
no.
be a 8 difficulty.
I'd like to
Oh, actually,
raise
no,
my stat by
because
one.
they are working together. It's going to be
Uh-oh.
17 difficulty. I apologize.
I'm not gonna bother trying to raise my stat. I'm just going to roll it, knowing I will fail.
Okay, so just
And
how much
hope.
stress you get is really the roll here.
Okay. Because I have 1 in athletics. I rolled a 2 for a total of 2.
So you are going to take you're going to take 15 stress.
Oh god.
15 stress.
Okay. So fun fact, I started at 23 stress out of 45. The 6 put me up to 29. 15 puts me up to 44 out of 45.
Now that you're completely trapped in this thing, you can see that it's kind of moving up your body, and it's almost like a web, like a spider web that is now encasing you. And you can't move your arms or legs anymore. It's just your snout and your horn. Do you have horns? Like big ones or little ones?
I
Your
guess
antlers?
I have antlers, right? Yeah, there's gonna be antlers.
Yeah. I don't know how many you have, but your antlers and your face are the only thing that are not covered currently. But you can see this glowing light that was in the sky now is getting like closer to you, and it's kind of bright, and it's flashing, and almost like a blinding light. It slims down its color to a little darker of a tone, and you can see what looks like a large let me see, what color is he? Blue dog-like creature. It looks like a dog to you. You've never seen anything like this, but it's huge, and it's standing on 2 feet instead of 4 feet. And it's very hairy, like hairier than any dog that you've ever seen before. And it has these light gray eyes and is wearing what looks like a beige uniform of some sort. And then you see what looks like kind of almost like a cat, but it's not. It's like a weird looking person who has like pink hair and metallic eyes and is wearing a green uniform that's very similar to the other one. And they have a large snout, like a, not snout, like nose, they look like a human, but with a huge nose. And they're wearing like a big hat that you can see like little ears coming out of.
I'm in full panic mode. You know, like when you see like a deer caught in a fence, it's that. I'm flailing and like kicking and just trying to escape this.
Yeah, and you hear as you're
Assuming
kicking,
I'm about to die.
Yeah, as you're kicking and you're screaming, the smaller one with the big hat says, if I can get it to work.
Meow, meow. We caught him. Now we must bring him back. Meow.
And the large one goes, okay, and then starts grabbing like the end of it, and you fall down, and you're like being dragged on the ground through this large grass by this big blue dog. And the little wisp light is just kind of like following as this weird, estranged, long-nosed, human-esque person with a large hat is kind of walking, like, looks so very confident and like proud. And the dog creature looks like they're just like kind of here doing whatever it is. And the glowing light is kind of flickering behind, providing light. We're gonna pan further in the distance where we see Elf, your character. You're up above in another area. So this is like it's almost like a security area that people must go through in order to get into the main town area of the Pumpkin King lands. And that town has like little shops and people selling things and candies and all kinds of goodies and things of that sort. Goods come from other lands to there, but in order to get to this area, you do have to have a lot of pumpkins. But you see these three folks pulling something. You see like a wispo, or what are they called? What are they called?
Will-o-wisp?
Will-o-wisp. There we go. I don't know why I could not say the word will-o-wisp. You see a will-o-wisp, a werewolf, and a witch. And you kind of do recognize the three of them. They are often hired mercenaries for things, to do certain tasks and stuff for either the werewolf, the alpha werewolf, or the head witch, or who's the other person?
The Vampire Lord.
The Vampire Lord. There we go. I'm having a rough time today. It's late
It's all
night for
good.
me. Thank you. So you've seen them around before. You might not be close friends with them or know them very closely, but you see that they are pulling something out of the long grass.
Yeah, I want to know what they're up to, especially if I'm sort of in the security area, whatever they've got or trapped or ambushed or whatever they're up to, miscreants.
Yeah, describe to us what your character looks like for the audience as the camera pans through the tall grass up into kind of like this area that kind of overlooks the grassy lands.
So Sybil Burning Fur, she's a orange fur and haired like werewolf, and I think she's like really tall, you know, like very like takes up a lot of space, and she's wearing a yellow sort of uniform. I don't know what the Halloween Town uniform would be necessarily, but as a werewolf, I imagine it follows the tradition of like a ripped vest and like some pants, you know what I mean? Sort of werewolfy vibes. And she has purple eyes. Yeah, I mean that's her. She
What are you doing here? Why are you overlooking this area?
well,
you can see that.
obviously.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, I'm looking out for the alpha werewolf's best interests when it comes to the ins and outs of this fine town. I have, I think, you know, briefly before this, as I was overlooking this area, I was staring wistfully at like a Polaroid of the alpha werewolf. You know what I mean? Like just, you know, my favorite person in the whole world. Before I noticed the commotion.
As you're doing that, you do realize, now that you get a better look at these three, the big blue werewolf that is dragging whatever this thing is out of the forest, or out of the large tall grass. Now that they're out of the tall grass, you kind of get a better look at them. That is the mister of the werewolf, the alpha werewolf.
Okay. All right.
The current one, yeah.
I think, you know, I would rather have the favor of the alpha werewolf than let this currently incredibly favored mister have said favor, and thus I must take from them whatever it is they have and bring it myself.
All right. Yeah, you are going to try to go down. What is your strategy in doing this?
So I think we're just gonna go with a straight up like walk up all, self-confident like as I am brash and headstrong, and declare, all right, I think I can take it from here. Whatever this is, I got it from here. Okay.
The three of them kind of stop for a moment. The large blue werewolf kind of looks at you and looks at his companions, and the wisp just blinks a little and then pops out from whatever the form that it was in previously, and now looks to be another witch as well. And it seems that they kind of like port in front of the other two, and are representing the group. And they look you up and down and say, "What do you mean?"
Well, I mean, like the alpha werewolf, they sent me to take care of this from here.
They all look at each other, suspect. And the witch says to you, "And who's to say that the alpha werewolf is the one who put us on this mission?"
Well, if they aren't, then they are now. So hand over the deer.
It's not a deer. It's an elf.
I squint at it like
I'm just like on my side on the floor, like encased in this like web stuff, just like looking around, panicking. I don't transform. I'm just gonna stay a reindeer until I work out what's going on.
Looks a heck of a lot like a deer to me.
Well, it's not. It just transformed into one. They're one of their like elfly powers.
Do I know anything about elves? Is this like a known entity, or am I
You don't know
operating
anything
on
about
an
elves.
absence of knowledge? Okay, good, sweet.
The thing that you would know about elves is that every time after Halloween, which is like the biggest year or time of the year for your people, there is a large shipment of candy canes that you help create. Like, not you personally, perhaps, but the Pumpkin King town helps deliver to Santa. And you know that elves work for Santa.
I mean,
they're just like
look,
Santa's minions in your mind.
Look, I mean, if it is an elf, and I'm not saying that I believe you, but if it is, then I don't think you should be like wrapping it up and dragging it into town. I mean, surely there's like diplomatic immunity or something. I don't know.
The big dog character starts speaking. The other werewolf, but for Bedlam's character, it's like a big blue dog.
Oh, the other thing is bunny ears. I forgot to mention, not werewolf, but bunny ears.
Oh yeah, you
I
have floppy bunny ears.
Yeah, she's like this very, very tall, like takes up a lot of space, like movement-wise werewolf, big bunny ears.
The other werewolf says out loud, "Well, I don't think Mrs. Claus would like that." And then the other witch, the main witch that was talking to you that turned from a will-o-wisp, says, "Hey, don't say that."
Wouldn't like you guys taking an elf? Yeah, probably not.
Well, she's the one who hired us. I told you. Stop it. She didn't hire us.
I think you see the reindeer starts to struggle a little bit in the web.
Fido doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a good boy, though.
Yeah, that seems like ultra specific enough for it to have been totally a random thing to say. Definitely not like, so I agree. Yeah, doesn't know what he's talking about for sure.
Yeah, I don't know
look.
what I'm talking about. I didn't mean to say that. Sorry.
Look, just hand over the elf or deer or whatever it is, and you can go back and say you did whatever it is you needed to do.
The
all
little
win
witch
here.
kind of sneaks forward a little bit.
Meow. Well, what if you pay us for it? Meow.
All right, how much?
40 pumpkins.
Okay, well, I don't have that many pumpkins. I have 2 pumpkins.
Well, you have to make it worth it for us. We're getting 40 pumpkins. Meow.
What if I put in a good word for you with the higher ups, you know? Because you're doing this for whoever you're doing it for, but we could also do it for the alpha werewolf, and you could get double dip on the pay. See?
The alpha werewolf already loves me.
Yeah, but these other 2.
Well, they're with me. The alpha werewolf loves me. They'll love them too.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. But
What do you mean that's not how it works?
well, just why am I talking to you? I should be talking to her. Like turns to the witch who's like obviously smarter. Like,
Hey, what's
Look.
wrong with me?
look, you're great. You're great. Good. You're a good boy.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah. Now, look, you could get double the pay, triple even if you also go to the head witch, you know, with this whole elf thing. I mean, what are they doing here? It's not that time of year yet.
As you say that, the little one says,
Oh. Well, we're already helping the head witch anyway.
This conversation is getting very cryptic, and you know what? I don't even care what you do with the elf. You know what? I don't even care. Like,
also, I used the wrong voice. It's getting cryptic because they're messing up all their things, which is funny. What are you trying to get out of them? Are you just trying to get the thing? What are you trying to convince them?
I'm not really sure. Like, I want the elf to then present to the werewolf lord as if that would help me somehow, the alpha werewolf, as if that would help me somehow, but I'm not sure that it would necessarily. So, mostly I'm just trying to engage with the fact that there's an elf here. That's it.
Okay. We can continue the conversation. I just want to make sure if I was not getting something else.
No. So, what's the deal with Mrs. Claus then?
Well, she hired us, but I don't think we're going to work for her. Hey, I told you, stop that.
No. It's okay. I'm a neutral third party. I don't. Doesn't matter to me what
And the
you
little
do.
witch says, well, you see, we're already talking with the head witch. Meow.
Okay,
I
but
think we're gonna give them to the head witch instead of Mrs. Claus.
no. Look, if we're giving them to anyone, it's got to be the alpha werewolf. Okay, and I'm gonna be part of this whole giving them over thing. You know, since I so diligently let you through security without bothering to, I don't know, check what you were up to at all. You know.
You didn't help us. We had to work really hard to get there and to put all our traps
I'm
up.
helping you. I'm helping you right now. This is help right here. You don't have to talk to anybody else about this because you're already with me.
Can you guarantee that they'll pay us more pumpkins? Meow.
I mean, I can guarantee you as much as the same amount at least. And they're not as far away. So technically, for effort, that's more.
The two witches look at each other, and the taller one says, "Can you give us a moment?" Oh, are we gonna do that thing where we huddle again and we talk about stuff?
Sure.
Fido.
I'll just stand over here.
The three of them get really close together. One of them you can't hear. Fido, you can definitely hear, and now you've heard his name being said multiple times. The other two, they are being really quiet, but the werewolf is not. So you're kind of hearing mostly his side of the conversation, and he's just like, "Well, I don't mind helping the alpha werewolf." "Oh, that makes sense." "Mm-hmm." "Oh. Okay." And then they all come back towards you.
While they're huddling, are they paying attention to me?
I think one of them would be. The other two,
Okay.
maybe not so much.
Because I'm watching them huddle, and I'm like, I could transform. I don't know if that's gonna get me out of this or not, but it might do something.
The tall,
But I think if
the
they're
tall
watching me,
one
I'm
is
like,
looking over every once in a while, and you do notice that.
damn it, these are too smart for me.
But the other two totally are not looking at you at all.
I remain a deer.
And Sybil, I guess would you be paying attention, or what are you looking at?
I mean, I'm waiting for them to conclude their huddle, but I'm mostly looking at the reindeer / elf in the net and wondering whether or not they're worth all this effort I'm putting in or not.
Fair. As the three of them come back, the tall one just says to you, the tall witch says to you, "Well, you see, we need favor with the witch, and having the head witch's favor is going to help two of us."
I mean, having the alpha werewolf saver will help two of us.
Yeah, but
I
Fido's
say,
already
pointing to
got
Fido.
the alpha werewolf in their pocket. I mean, no offense, Fido, but you've been... Yeah. I like them a lot. I'm a good boy.
Whoa, okay, all right. You do what you want with the elf. That's fine. No problem. I just, I thought we could work something out, but I guess if we're not gonna, then that's, whatever. And then I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna immediately head to the alpha werewolf to dob them in about what they're doing. That's the plan.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, and you see Fido kind of start dragging, and he's like, "Okay," just jollily kind of pulling this body.
I'm gonna ruin that relationship. I'm gonna sabotage the hell out of it.
As you look longingly at your picture of the alpha wolf.
Yes, exactly.
Dazzle, your head being bonked on the ground as you're getting pulled across the ground again. We're going to pan to a totally different view as we see snow falling gently on the ground and the shiny sparkle of snow on a trail of ice. And it takes us down into a little pond area, and we see Fizzwiz and Clove ice skating.
Well, if you see Fizzwiz, you see a tiny little elf, about 55 years old, with decked out in rainbow. Like I like to picture like those snow pants suits that are kind of like legs end. Also, it's like, I don't know, a jumpsuit, a snow pants
like
jumpsuit,
a snow pants suit, snowsuit.
a snowsuit. We got there. But it's like a rainbow snowsuit. Has a rainbow little elf hat on, piercing blue eyes, and luscious navy hair kind of coming out of the little hat. Just having the time of her life skating and attempting to do tricks. Probably not landing them very well, but really trying to be like a figure skater if she could.
What do you look like, Clove, and what are you doing on this ice skating lake?
Clove's probably towards the side, leaning against a tree, wearing his nice leather black clothes with his black ears and black tail flicking up and down. He's got his cool glasses on. He's looking too cool for school with his slick back, greased up beige hair and piercing vermilion eyes as he's watching along and casually judging Fizzwiz's ability, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm cooler than that. I'm cool.
Hey, Clove, come on, come do some stuff. Come on, let's skate.
Oh, you want me to do some sick tricks to show you up? All right.
Yeah, well, we could do them together. Like, we could just get together. You can do some of the ones where you could catch me, or I could catch you.
Wait, even cooler. I bet you I could throw you real far and then catch you.
Well, could you guarantee catching me on the other side of it?
Come on, look at me. I'm cool.
Well, show me what you can do first, and then I'll see if I will let you throw me.
Okay, I guess that's a fair example, but I promise you, it's gonna look wicked cool.
All right, Clove, what are you doing? I think this is gonna be athletics, whatever it is.
Clove's gonna like skate up and try and spin on the opposite side you would on a figure skate, so using the heel of the blade instead of the toe of the blade to spin around.
All right, let's see in athletics. I think because of the way you described it, it seems like it's difficult for an amateur but easy for a pro, so like a 6 difficulty.
All right. And I just clicked the dice next to the athletics attribute, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect.
Unless you want to add something to it.
Nah, I rolled a 15.
Ooh. So
I rolled a 5 on the
for
die.
every 5 above the DN, which I think that you did 2 above, you get 1d6 candy canes. So roll 2d6.
8.
You have 8 candy canes.
Do I get the amount that I ended with the last?
Yeah, so you'll just
RPG?
add this to that.
Okay, so.
So you have 5 plus 8, so you have 13, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Describe to Fizzwiz what this looks like.
So, in his black leather jacket, he does like a little revving the engine motion with his hands like he's on a motorcycle. Kicks off really fast and skids and turns around and jams his skate into the back, slides a little bit, and then spins a full 180 and just lands and goes, "See, I told you I'm cool."
Well, I knew that you were cool, but like, can you teach me how to do that? Because I've been trying to do a triple axel for like hours now, and I'm really not landing it.
Well, from what I understand, you gotta have like more than 2 axles on a motorbike. You gotta have a trike in order to do the triple axle. So you gotta think about spinning 3 wheels instead of 1 wheel, and then as you do it, you launch and just like drive that trike in a circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's immediately after Clove says that, Biswiz starts skating to attempt a triple axel based on the knowledge that Clove has just bestowed onto Fizzwiz.
I would like an athletics check at a 6 difficulty. Difficult for an amateur, but easy for a pro. You have a 0 in this attribute.
I was going
so
to say, will it be a problem that I have a 0 in athletics?
it would be a problem. You can give yourself a candy cane, or you can spend candy cane to give yourself pluses.
Okay, if I spend 2
Well,
candy canes,
Then
or can I only do
that'll
one?
be 2D. You have to spend 2d6 candy canes for 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 1d6 per one you add to your stat.
Okay, so I'm rolling a 2d6 to see how many candy canes I'm spending.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 6, so I take
Okay.
6 off of this. And then
So
how do I
50,
roll that?
55. So just change your stat and then hit the roll button, then change it back.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think you got to change the stat and then click off, then click the roll so that it like updates the sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, and then change it back.
All right, so I'm rolling 2 on the athletics. I got a 10.
Woo!
Hmm.
All right, put your stat back down and then describe to us what it looks like.
I mimic Clove's like motorcycle revving, and I just go like, but I imagine I'm on a tricycle. Like that's literally what Clove said. So I close my eyes and I skate forward and I leap and somehow do 3 perfect turns and I land on the back edge of my skate like Clove did.
Oh my gosh, I did it!
See? Bringing in the motorbikes makes it cooler, and it also gives you that confidence to spin with speed.
Well, honestly, you are the coolest elf that I know, so, I mean...
I know.
See, isn't it fun skating out here? Like, I feel like it's a nice break from making toys, and we can just kind of, like, I don't know, enjoy the elements, and I can learn how to do more tricks.
Clove, it is fun, but you feel like something's missing. Like, you start remembering days when you and FizzWiz and Dazzle used to ice skate together. And you haven't gotten to ice skate with Dazzle in a really long time. Even though Dazzle was really clumsy, it was kind of pretty funny. It was almost like Dazzle had 4 legs and just was like a hot mess on the ice. But it always gave a lot of giggles and laughter.
You know, it is cool, but it's definitely lacking something. It's lacking that sparkle of sunshine from Dazzle himself with this comedic clumsiness, you know, and being able to spin in circles together.
Where is Dazzle? I haven't seen Dazzle in forever.
You're right, usually it pops up by now.
I mean, I
don't
know
know.
Dazzle's constantly getting lost, but this seems like a longer period of time from when we last saw Dazzle. Was Dazzle at a station recently?
Dazzle at his station is rarer than him disappearing, but usually you see him about instead of at a station.
Well, should we look for Dazzle?
You know what? You got a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. Okay, if you were Dazzle or if I was Dazzle, where would I go?
Wherever I wouldn't go.
The hot cocoa stand?
No. I feel like he'd want. Dazzle seems like the adventurous type, you know, with how often he's out of his workstation. I bet you he'd wander into some place or something that we've never even thought of. So let's think of things we can't think of.
Oh, well, sometimes if I think of things I shouldn't think of,
And you just see this like glazed look go across FizzWiz's eyes. And just for context, in the last episode, FizzWiz revealed that she had killed her parents in a horrible hot balloon accident.
What if we think of the wrong thing?
If you think about how cool the thing you just did is, nothing can be the wrong thing because it'll always be cool as a matter of perspective, you know?
Okay. You know, if I was Dazzle and I was going on an adventure, I would...
Want candy?
Yeah. What kind of candy?
I don't know. Not candy canes, that's too obvious.
Yeah. What's good around holidays? Just cakes.
Eggnog.
Yeah,
That's
eggnog.
not candy.
It's kind of candy. It's got sugar in it.
Yo, I think people like. Wait. All right, think outside the box now. Think not North Pole. What about Easter?
Oh, well, there's chocolate bunnies that attacked us one year.
Yeah, he's probably out chasing chocolate bunnies.
Oh, should we start at the shop and see if there's like a chocolate trail or something?
Wait. What if we started at where he sleeps?
Like his bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been there.
I don't think I have either.
Cool.
FizzWiz starts skating over to the edge of the
As you
pond.
are getting closer to the edge of the pond and towards like up above, there's kind of where the stables are, and you can see the large like monument that has been made above the what do you call it? The stable that talks about the bauble incident. You realize that neither of you know where Dazzle sleeps, like where their room is. You've never seen Dazzle's room before, nor do you know where it is, but you do know where their station is. And I think, Clove, with your will, you realize that there was something on Dazzle's station. You saw something there, but it hasn't moved.
Well, I don't actually know where Dazzle sleeps now that we're thinking about it.
But we do know where he works. And there's something there that hasn't moved.
Oh,
Like at all.
like a present he's working on?
Maybe.
Well, let's go there first.
All right. Maybe we can. You got a nice schnoz, right? You can probably pick up the trail of scent.
I mean, my schnoz is very button-nosed, but it's got a good... Is my nose large?
Yeah. It'll be on the button. It's perfect. I get it.
Okay.
And then you can see a confused look on Fizzwiz's face, but then proudly puts their nose in the air to start sniffing towards the
As
station.
Fizzwiz sniffs towards the workshop and they make their way there, they find Dazzle's station. What does your station look like, Dazzle?
Not very used. I think like he's missing so often that like everything is probably pretty pristine. The few times that he's used it, he's kept it neat. So yeah, it's just it's very ordered. It's like the default station. It's like the when you initially get given yours, like before you start doing any customization for like you know personal preference to how you want to do present wrapping. It's just like the basic setup, like it's just been freshly given to him.
Yeah,
But
so-
it's been his station for 5 years.
You see Station 6. It is one of the early stations, one of the stations that has been there forever. Obviously, Dazzle hasn't been there forever, so there was probably someone there before Dazzle. But you can see that there are all the different types of wrapping paper on these little swirly bits. You can see the funnel that comes down that plops the presents down. You can see all kinds of little bows and gadgets and things that you can use to decorate, glitter and sparkles and glue. But they're all neatly in their place and look like what you had when you first got your station. They don't look like they're customized. It doesn't look like they've swapped out the wrapping paper to be unique. Like each of you, like I'm assuming, you know, Fizzwiz, maybe yours has like a bunch of rainbow paper options and things like that. None of that is there. You just see like the default wrapping options. But as you get to the desk, you do notice that there is a gift that is sitting on Dazzle's station. It has not moved and it is labeled to Dazzle. It's not a box. It's almost like one of those like manila envelopes, but it is decorated with little cookie pieces on it and stuff like that. And it says to Dazzle.
Is that what you were saying has been here for a while?
Yeah. You know what? I'm too cool for this, but I think you're the right level of cool and awesomeness to open and peep inside.
Well, it's not a present to me, though. And don't you think Dazzle will be upset if, like, I open Dazzle's present?
Right.
But I mean, that...
And I look around, like, does it look like there's dust kind of caking or anything like that Dazzle has not?
You know that people come and clean this space up because the workshop has to be kept clean. But you can tell that Dazzle hasn't been here in a long time. It doesn't look like it's been kept, up to date. The whatever was there has been there for a long time. You also notice, you would have noticed over the months that, because it has been months, that Dazzle has not been attending the workshops that they're supposed to.
Well,
While you're doing that, I want Clove to grab the marker for addressing the presents and write on the envelope, Fizzwiz Giggle Magic can open on the envelope.
Yeah, you write it on the envelope. You grab one of the magic markers.
See, now they can't argue.
I guess. I mean, it is in the hope that if Dazzle's in trouble, like I can always rewrap it.
and it's addressed to me. And so then Fizzwiz just like starts tearing open the present.
As you start tearing open the present, you realize that there's paper inside of this.
Oh, well, this is not creative. Think about it. They could have used a box. They could have used so many other options, like a gift bag. There's paper.
Yeah, you just hold up the paper, and it looks just like a stack of paper. It's kind of thick. It's like a lot of paper. For you, Fizzwiz, this doesn't look that exciting. But I think Clove, as you see Fizzwiz kind of waving it about, you can kind of see some stuff that's written on it. It looks like shipping labels and like deliveries, and you can't really tell because Fizzwiz is shaking it about.
Whoa. This looks like addressed things for sending stuff.
Oh,
I'll stop waving it around and like kind of turn it so we can both look at it and read it. Can we make anything out on it that seems important?
I'm going to need, I would allow either a skill, a cunning, or a will or a luck for this one. Affection and athletics is not going to let you get anywhere with this, but depending on how you're going about it. So how are you going about deciphering what is on this? Because right now it just looks like it looks like shipping labels, like shipping things.
I think Fizzwiz would probably use skill. Like this is probably addresses and figuring out where the presents are going, and that kind of thing is part of our tasks, I would assume, or at least we're familiar with it. So I'd start reading the information to see if I can make sense of like what instructions are on this.
Okay. Yeah, skill. That makes sense to me. I'll allow skill.
That's what I was gonna roll as well.
Okay.
Use an elf PS, the app for finding
for this,
locations.
I'm going to say that it is going to be a 6 difficulty. It will be difficult. It'll be like the minimum necessary to succeed, but it's kind of like on the edge of that and amateur. So it's like a 6.
I rolled a 3.
Take
Can
3
Clove
stress.
help? Because they're trying to do the same thing?
Ooh. Yeah, that's true. We could put they could be aiding each other. Right.
I have a 4 in skill.
I had a 3, so I'm really disappointed. I got 1.
Sorry, I got a 12.
Well, all right. And I think you were definitely above, so roll 1d6.
They both of us?
No, just Chyler. Get 2 candy canes. You rolled below the mark. You don't get any candy canes. You get 6
dream.
stress though.
Yeah.
You could take 6 stress.
You fallen asleep yet?
What? I take 6 stress. That means I got 2. Wait, so I add it to my number,
No, wait, you rolled
right?
a 3, right? You take 3 stress. Sorry.
Okay, but I just add it to the base number, correct?
You subtract it. So whatever your stress is, you keep subtracting. When you hit 0, let me know.
Well, I'm getting close.
But keep your max so that you know what your max is also. Because you can get stress back.
I don't remember what my max was. I just have
Your
the amount that I
max
have.
should be is 30.
It's your spirit.
Yeah, your max is 30.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what's spirit? Well, just to double check, because mine says 8. My spirit is 0. So is 8 correct?
because we had to do a roll for it because yours is a 0. It would be a 0.
Okay,
You have
right.
to do yours a little weird.
Okay.
That's why we wrote yours in there. Cloves is 30. All right. With that, Clove, as you are looking through this, Fizzwiz, You can't read this. It looks just kind of like a lot of addresses, shipping. You don't really get what's happening here, but as you are looking over this, you see that there are some strange things being shipped. It looks like they're being like labeled to different people. One of them is like the Easter Bunny. One of them is the alpha werewolf. Another one is to like it's written in another language that you don't know, so you can't really make it out. But if you could learn the language, you might be able to figure it out. But all of these are like labeled to shipments that are coming to or from another location. They are all addressed to Mrs. Claus. And the stamp on them is from Chocolate Jump.
Yo.
It's Frosty Chocolate Jump. Who you all know who Frosty Chocolate Jump is. That is the reindeer rancher. They're the rancher for the reindeers. But you've never seen the reindeer being used for anything else other than bringing the presents to the kids. But there's something being shipped and back and forth between the North Pole and these other locations. There are also labels on there that are a little strange. Like one says Sanguine Sacks. And there's like hundreds of these being delivered between the different locations. Specifically to this label called Pumpkin King. And not to the alpha werewolf, but to the vampire lord.
Yo, so it looks like Mrs. Claus is doing some deliveries of their own. Easter Bunny, some other stuff, but this particular one jumps out. Do you know what sanguine sacks are?
No.
Do you think I feel like they
But why would Mrs. Claus do that? Mrs. Claus has to like just take care of Santa. I don't know why Mrs. Claus is doing that.
I don't know, but the reindeer rancher, Frosty, is seemingly sending this stuff out on behalf of Mrs. Claus and getting stuff back. And they're particularly sending lots of these sanguine sacks to this Pumpkin King and then the Vampire Lord, which I think is, I don't know, some kind of spooky place, because that's kind of scary.
Wait. Wait, what? Okay, so Mrs. Claus is organizing a bunch of shipments to spooky people?
I mean, it seems so, like pumpkins. Pumpkins relate to like that cool thing where you dress up different. I wouldn't dress up different. I'm cool as is, but
I
then
mean,
there's
it can be fun.
maybe, if you have somebody you aspire to be cool, like you could dress up like me.
I could, and then people wouldn't be able to tell us apart.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But what's a sanguine sack? Maybe we can find one and like hide in it, and then just. I mean, I'm assuming if it's on Dazzle's workstation, it's gotta mean something.
You like read my mind. We could hide in the sanguine sacks. You know what? Dazzle may not have opened these, but Dazzle, like, really, really ingenious, cool kid, probably went to explore what was going on with these without having to read this envelope, just knew it.
Just inherently knew to look for sanguine sacks.
Yeah.
Is the sanguine a color? I don't actually know.
It might be a material.
Okay.
Is there like an inventory list where I can like all the elves can check to see like materials?
Yeah. There are definitely materials, so you can look for a materials list. It's not actually like a list, but there is like this machine that has like a lever, and you can pull the lever and it like rolls the different materials. And then it will actually port the material out of this like little hole. There's also like a lookup, I guess, where you can like there's like a catalog of things. Primarily it is of creations that you can make, but it does have the materials required to make those things. Beyond that, there are shipments that happen, but those are usually, they are handled by, Chocolate Jump, but those would be in the stable. And that list would be like the completed items and like where they're getting delivered to. And normally those are getting delivered to like the children in their houses. And that's where those labels go onto those. And it's like a magical label that gets imprinted on the boxes. So that all that Santa has to do is like chuck it and it like teleports to the chimney that it belongs to.
Yo. All right. Now hear me out. We got all these places, and one of them reminds me of gambling, but I'm not feeling the urge to gamble right now, all right?
Okay.
But what if we magically labeled ourselves to be shipped, and then we just throw ourselves, and maybe we'll go there?
It's kind of like gambling a little bit.
Right?
Yeah, but like, if we go to the machine, maybe we just do like one of two packages, so at least we'll stay together if something happens.
Are you saying we ribbon tie each other together, and then you get the one imprinted on, and I just go with you because we're tied together?
Well, I feel like you also having one might be good just as a safety measure.
Yeah, but I don't know. I imagine once we get one on us and we throw ourselves in the air, then it's just gonna happen.
Okay, we can do your way.
And then I'll start grabbing ribbon.
Okay. What is the plan here exactly?
We're gonna tie ourselves together and use the magic label maker to send us as we are becoming the package being sent to the Pumpkin King.
Okay. All right. So first you will need to make the package that you both are going to be tied together in. Are you making this together, or are you each doing this? Are you each separately making your box?
Oh, I would imagine together. What do you think, FizzWiz?
Yeah, I think we're probably teamwork, like making enough room for us to be comfortably in a box or something. Yeah, I think FizzBiz is all about teamwork, so definitely is probably doing more flair to it than there needs to be. But
Oh yeah.
hopefully it'll be more passable.
Making containers that will fit both of you is going to be an easy task. It will be 4. You guys are elves. You've made a million boxes in your lives, and you've decorated them in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes.
So yeah, I think just autopilot mode, FizzWiz is like meticulously putting together this box, and
This will be a
help?
skill.
oh, I need to roll. Okay,
Yeah,
all
this
right.
will be a skill roll.
Do we both
What?
roll or just one of us?
Each of you will roll
Oh, perfect.
What's the difficulty again?
4.
Okay. Oh, what is happening? I got another one.
I rolled a
times
20.
3.
Take
am
one
just-
stress, Fizzwiz.
I rolled a 20.
I am stressed. I don't know what
five.
dazzle is. What's a sanguine?
All right.
I imagine. I rolled a
Oh.
20.
Oh, you
I
rolled a 20.
5. Yeah.
All right. Roll 3d6.
All right.
What? That's not 3d6.
That's.
655 candy canes.
Hold on. I misread my sheet. I rolled the D666. All right, there we go.
Hey, you rolled 100 d6
Oh!
and added them, I think, or something.
I like gambling. I rolled 3 3s. Do I get extra?
No,
It's
but
like
you
a
get
slot
9 candy canes.
Ding, ding, ding.
You are very satisfied with the amount of candy canes you got. Yeah, so this may have repercussions, just an FYI. But FizzWiz, explain to us what your box looks like.
You can just see like FizzBiz is getting more stressed out as this box is getting put together. So like each time like pull up a side to it, like the hand starts trembling a little bit more and the glue doesn't quite line up in the edges as neatly. And just, it's like one of those things where one thing doesn't work out, then everything kind of starts falling apart. Like putting in the nails are all like on angles. Some of them are like sticking out the sides. The little decorations and bows are just slightly cattywampus. And so it's a little bit of a mess and maybe kind of a hazard to also be shipped in.
Okay. Clove, meanwhile, juxtaposed to Fizzwiz's box, what does yours look like?
Mine is pristine.
I feel like it's like the TARDIS.
It's basically like a house. It's a home. Inside it's got like a motorbike seat. It's got like a couch, a cardboard TV, place to lounge, maybe some exercise gear, you know, like basically could live inside of it kind of situation. And on the outside, it's got flames painted on the side. It's like too cool for school. He probably gave it sunglasses for the top, you know, adding little accessories to just make it look more on brand for a Clove.
Oh wow, that's really nice. Don't lean on mine. Just don't, FYI, just don't like put any weight on it.
Oh, why would I do that when I could lift my weights in mine, you know?
Is
Get
there
that
enough
pump.
room for me to share, or do I need to go on mine?
No, we got a ribbon tie. Remember, that was the deal.
Oh, okay. Right.
I didn't design it for two people. I designed it for me.
Yeah, we
So-
should have talked about that beforehand. Okay, I'll get the ribbon.
I just drag my really crappy box next to yours.
It's okay. I have the sidecar hitch for your box, you know?
Wow, you really thought of everything.
Yeah.
So you sidecar hitch this box onto the other one. Where are you taking the boxes? Because you have to take how are you getting the box to the reindeer stable? Because that's where you have to get it to get magically scanned.
Do we have sleds probably?
Yeah, you have
available?
sleds. Yeah.
Mhm.
I would think that we'd get the
Is it
label. I don't know.
sleds or sleighs? Are they different things?
I think sleigh's more like you ride in it, and a sled is
A
you
sled
ride in a
you
sled
can
as well,
pull
but
or
it's lower to the ground.
Now
who
I'm
knows?
curious. Okay, anyways, go. Everyone's Googling sled versus sleigh. Maybe they're interchangeable.
For making the labels, does that get done at the stable, or does it get done?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
labels can get done here, but the magical one would be at the stable.
I imagine just like instinctively, I'll grab a sled and bring it in to put the 2 boxes on.
All right. You guys lift the boxes onto the sled and you take it to the reindeer stable. You make your way to the reindeer stable. We see a large stable with like an outdoor area where you can see some of the reindeer flying and some of them. So a sled is for fun, a sleigh is for transport, and is usually bigger like a car.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. So this may be maybe a sleigh, not a sled. I don't know.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so you see this area where, and you can see actually a bunch of sleighs and sleds, and also reindeer kind of flying in the sky, and then there's a bunch that are kind of like grazing. There are big boxes that are kind of like all in a corner. There are a bunch of different stalls. They're each labeled with a number and also a name. And like, you know, the first group of reindeer are like the A team. Everybody knows his names. They've been singing the song about Rudolph for ages. And then you see the second group, and you can see one of the stalls looks like it hasn't been used in a while. And if you go further down to the like left area, there is Chocolate Jump's little office.
Yo, hey Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet. Yeah, you fly, nice. Cupid, lover. You're just a big lover. Rather than rubs Cupid's head.
Cupid rubs
And then-
back at you.
Oh, watch out for Rudolph. He'll blind you. You know, always super bright. But anyway, Chocolate Jump, probably in there. We gotta stamp the box. You know, do the thing. Also, do you think we need to like put it on an edge and then wiggle off so that we're kind of airborne? I don't remember how the magic thing works. That's what Santa does. I don't do that.
I guess I've never really paid attention. Also, do we need to sneak in to get the magic label? Cause
Sneak
I
in.
yeah.
I mean, I can just unlock the door if it's locked. I don't think it's really sneaking if you walk in the front door, right?
I guess not. I mean, technically, just going into the room. Can you do that?
Yeah, easy peasy. It's what us cool elves can do, you know?
Okay, should I make...
Is Chocolate Jump in the vicinity?
You don't know. You just came in its stable, and you're saying all of this in front of the reindeer too.
Oh.
We're just...
I look at all the reindeer.
Is Chocolate... Is Frosty around?
The reindeer all kind of like look at each other and then look back at you.
I'll scope it out.
And I'm gonna do like a lap, like casually, like looking around, like just like checking beams, like trying to make myself look like I'm doing something to see if Chocolate Jump's around.
I would allow a cunning or a luck here.
I'm afraid to roll anything. I got a 3 in cunning. I'm gonna do it.
All right, this is going to be a 6 difficulty. The current circumstances.
I got an 18.
Woo!
Nice. Redeemed.
I
Nailed it.
redeemed. First try.
First try. Never
First
failed.
try.
Roll 2d6.
Okay. 2d6.
You get 2
Two
candy
candy canes.
You get 2 candy canes. You roll 2.
I'll take it. Man, the dice tonight.
They love you.
They really do.
You were doing cunning, right? Yeah. So you are totes looking like you're just looking around. You're doing stuff. At one point, like you look like you're cleaning some reins, and you get closer to Chocolate Jump's office, and you kind of listen in to see if you can hear any movement in there, and you don't hear anything.
I would like to use luck and just casually unlock the door and just walk in like I'm supposed to be there and hope that I'm lucky.
Okay, let's see how the luck works for you. I think for that, to say that Chocolate didn't lock his door, we're gonna say that's an 8 difficulty.
All right. 12.
There you go. Yeah, you walk in. The door just happens to not be locked, or just happens to not be locked.
Hey,
Maybe
Frosty
Chocolate
Chocolate
Jump-
Jump.
Maybe Frosty is when you open the door, Frosty's not there. But maybe he just went to to the bathroom or something like that. You don't know. But for them to not have locked the office, they're probably not far away.
He'll walk in and still announce, "Hey, Frosty Chocolate Jump, I came with the." Oh, you're not here. All right, cool.
Inside of the office, you can see a large desk. It has things on it, paperwork. There are a bunch of drawers that are in there. And if you go kind of like searching, let me know. And then there's also file cabinets and a couple chairs.
Hey, Fizzwiz, if I lift you onto the desk, you want to see if there's anything on there?
See, Fizz was like kind of peeking around the door, just like looking at you.
Is it safe?
I mean, I just walked in. It's fine.
Okay.
And Ella come in, and then you said to like lift me up on the desk.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pick you up so you can just stand on the desk.
Okay, I'll look up there. Is that what we need to do to get the label?
Well, I mean, maybe it'll give us an idea what the sanguine sacks are so that we can pretend to be sanguine sacks when we get shipped, you know?
Okay.
And I'll just like lift my arms up like in the ready position. I don't know if it helps. Like I just picture like a little kid. I'm a little elf, so it's like uppies.
It's not hard to get up there. The desk is not super tall. You're able to get up on the desk. You look on top of the desk, Fizzwiz, as you get lifted up instead of using the chair, I guess. And you're looking at the top of things. You do see a couple different stamps. There is one that has like Chocolate Jump's name on it. If you pick it up, there's one that has Santa's, Mrs. Claus. There are a couple different inkwells with like little quills too, that are all in their own little spots. Do you open any of the drawers?
If I'm up there, I'm scanning, I'm looking at stuff, and I'll just grab, move things aside if I need, and then I'll pull open some drawers too.
Yeah,
Oh,
you Oh, go ahead.
If you find the stamp, all the deliveries were stamped with Frosty's stamp, chocolate jump. So we probably need to put that on there so we blend in.
Okay, well, there's those, and there's some ink, and I don't know. Let me look in the drawer, see if there's anything in there that's important.
You
And-
pull out the middle drawer, and that drawer has like the paper that you would use to like fill out for the shipment. There's also a bunch of other papers in there, but you notice that's kind of like the one that you'd be looking for. There's another drawer that has a bunch of like random stuff in it, like just it looks like a lost and found basically container. And then there's the another drawer on the left hand side that's locked.
I think I'm gonna grab one of those forms to fill out and slap it down next to the quill.
I think I can just fill it out and then just stamp it, and then I think that we're good to go.
Well, if you do it, you hurry, because usually if the door's unlocked, chocolate jump's not far behind. So go for it.
Who do I address it to? Pumpkin King?
That or the vampire lord. Pumpkin King sounds nicer.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch the door, because that's what cool kids do. They watch out for their friends.
Okay.
And I'm gonna quickly write out Pumpkin King to the Pumpkin King. Try to emulate what we had seen on the sheet, and stamp it, and then
I will
hop
say
down.
it's a skill,
Okay.
and you're trying to replicate Chocolate Jump's writing. I would say that is going to be an 8 difficulty. I'd say that's difficult for an amateur, but easy for a pro.
I'm gonna spend a little candy cane on this.
Yeah.
Can I do 2?
Yeah. That's 2d6.
Keep forgetting the little buttons up here. I'm just gonna do that.
So you gotta
So,
add 8 candy canes.
You spend 8 candy canes.
Okay, it's worth
You're
it.
rolling high on the bad things and low on the stuff.
And
So
then
it's a skill.
add 2 to your
2 to-
skill.
All right, it's 5 skill.
And then roll.
Don't.
How, Katie?
The only thing you could roll to fail.
I know.
I got a 1 on all of my die, so I got a 5.
Remove,
Never roll skill again.
remove the skills.
Skill is a loss. Just
and
cross that one out on the sheet.
give yourself 3 stress.
If you roll enough ones, do your skill permanently go down?
Honestly, I feel like this is not Fizwiz's day. You see, like, just trembling from the stress of having to fill this form out in a time crunch, emulate Frosty's handwriting, sweating profusely while I'm filling out this form.
You fill out the form. Not well. What is your stress at right now?
Oh,
Do
it's
you
at
take-
a 1.
Okay, it's at a 1 hour. I just want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're doing that, I think the repercussion here is Clove. You hear the footsteps of Frosty.
Yo, Frosty's coming.
Oh, gosh. And I'm going to hop down and I'm going to show Clove what I did.
Good. Did I get it?
He doesn't even look at that. He's just like looking for Frosty chocolate jump. He's like, yeah, I'm sure it'll work. I trust you.
Okay.
Just shaking like a leaf.
What do we do? Do we hide? Do we hide in here? Do we run out and like say
No.
what if we're just like, hey Frosty, we were looking for you and the door was open?
No, I got an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him Mrs. Claus said a shipment in the we brought the boxes and it's for I don't know, somebody called the Pumpkin King or something. You know?
So we don't need this?
No, we'll need it. The paperwork's important. We can just say we tried to fill it out for him or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I know.
Just,
We
like,
just
sadly-
talk to him. We're gonna be seen anyway. Unless we hide in the box. Maybe we hide in the box. Let's hide in the box.
Okay.
And I'm just following Clove's lead 100%.
Where do you put the paper?
I would assume on the top, like on the outside.
Of the box?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you put the paper on the outside of the box and you get into the boxes. Okay. You hear Chocolate Chump, or do you guys close the door to his office?
Clove
Like-
wood, yeah.
Okay. So you close the door to the office.
I
you
imagine the
book it.
boxes are outside the office. We didn't bring them into.
Yeah,
the
because you still have them in the sleigh. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
So you make your way there. It's gonna take Frosty a little bit of time to actually see these boxes because the boxes are outside. But eventually he does see the sleigh with the paperwork on it. You hear some grumbling from them and like curiosity. And the sleigh starts getting pulled. You're not sure where, you're not sure how, but you are getting moved around. It stays put for a little while, probably a good, almost, it feels like a day. And then you start feeling like instead of the cool air from where you normally are, you feel something warmer and there's a weird smell.
Yo, do you think we went somewhere that this is different?
We're gonna pan away from you guys. As we see Dazzle being pulled along the ground on this trail towards what looks like a spooky forest. There are like weird trees that are dark and they have like long looming arms and they're kind of like leaning down and they look almost like they're trying to grab at the various creatures that are walking in. And some of them are like touching and gently touching them. The other people don't seem to care, but I don't know how you feel about a tree kind of reaching out and touching you, Dazzle, but that's kind of what's happening.
Not happy about it. Not happy about that at all. No. I think as he's being dragged along, he is going to attempt turning into an elf to see what happens with like the
Ooh.
webs that are on him and stuff.
You turn into an elf, and there's a moment where the webbing is not touching you as tightly, but then it quickly like shrivels up and like it's even tight. It's like squished to you. It's like very sticky, whatever this stuff is.
Okay, that was worth a shot. Can I speak?
As an elf, you can speak, yes. But
Okay.
as you transform, I think the Fido, the only one you guys know the name of, Fido kind of goes like, "Oh, look, he turned back into an elf. Hi, elf.
Way
Don't
easier
worry,
to drag.
we won't hurt you."
Hey, okay. You said Mrs. Claus hired you, right? What did she want? What did she want from me?
I don't know. She just said she's looking for you.
That's all she said. She didn't
Hey,
say anything
don't
else.
tell him.
Did she seem like she was worried about me, or like she was, angry?
Neither?
Hey, I told you, stop talking to them. Look, little elf, we got a job, and that's what we're here to do, to get our pumpkins, okay?
Pumpkins?
Yeah, gotta pay a debt, okay? So I need the pumpkins.
I got candy canes. Can you pay your debt with candy canes?
I don't need candy canes, I need pumpkins.
I'll take a
I don't
candy
even know what a
cane.
pumpkin is. I can't move, so I can't like hand them one. But I'm like, I don't like. It's always weird. Like, are they physical things or are they like a conceptual thing?
They're physical things.
It's never okay because I'm like, hey, I got some in my pocket. You can take one. You just one. I need the rest.
Okay. Well, maybe when we get there. I don't want it
Okay.
with
fine.
all the webbing on it. Then it'll get stuck to me. It's not fun.
But how do you think I feel?
Yeah. Sorry.
Am I gonna die?
I don't know.
Oh,
We won't hurt you. Am I gonna die? I don't know.
I think I just go quiet after that and I just sit in contemplation.
the other one
Or
The other
well,
one
lie.
just tells the other like the taller witch goes, I
told you, stop talking to them.
I don't know. They seem kind of nice. They offered me a candy cane.
Yeah, because we napped them. They're probably gonna try to escape.
Burning Fur. You are headed to the alpha werewolf.
I am.
You
With-
do kind of have to travel the same direction as the others. So you kind of see them
Just
as
like awkward.
Yeah, you see them as they're going through the gate. There are these two large skeletons, and you've been through this gate a million times. You actually have a pass to go through here, so it's like a token that you have to have. It costs a lot of pumpkins to get in, but you have one. And you're able to get past these large skeletons and through the gate out onto this road. You do see the others, and you're about to turn to go down a different direction, as they are clearly going to the head witch, down the path of the head witch. But you are
I
headed.
heard something interesting.
You
in
are
this
headed to
conversation.
yes, but
Sorry.
you're headed to the alpha witch. But like just as you're about to turn, you can see that weird deer thing has now turned into something smaller. You do see that just as you're turning.
Have I heard like the conversation that they were having? Like when Dazzle was like, "Oh, I've got candy canes. Can you
I would
like
allow
do something with that?"
Cunning or luck to hear their conversation, because they're kind
I
of like
will-
further down the road
I will
from you.
roll. I will roll cunning.
And I'd say that is going to be a 6 difficulty.
Let's see what
It'll be
happens.
like at the high end of amateur.
Nailed
to
it.
pro.
12.
Oof, and roll me a 1d6. You get that many pumpkins.
Ooh, I love pumpkins.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of
Give me
pumpkins.
5 pumpkins, baby.
All right, you need those pumpkins.
I sure do.
Yeah, you do overhear the conversation in full.
So I think what I'm gonna do is like approach again while they're dragging this much smaller package of elf along the ground. And be like, "Hey, if you have candy canes, I bet you, depending on how many you have, and I'm hoping it's a lot, I'm just thinking maybe you could trade those for, equivalent / lesser numbers of pumpkins, because the people up in the North Pole," and I address this to the witches and the people up in the North Pole, they love those candy canes, right? So they're valuable somewhere.
Yeah, but we don't go to the North Pole.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is some people here definitely trade with them. I mean, we send them that whole batch of the things like every year.
I guess.
Do you make the candy canes here?
Be investing.
Yeah,
future
sometimes we make a huge
value.
batch of them every year.
Is that? No, this is where they came from. Is that what this place is for? You just like make candy canes?
God, we do.
No,
You think we're just here for you?
but we also make candy canes and a bunch of different types of candies. All the candies, and then we give them out.
How tightly would you say this net full of elf is being held?
I think Fido's not holding it super tightly, but like you could try to combat Fido to take it, but Fido is holding it like loosely and casually. Like Fido doesn't think anyone's trying to like come and take it.
I'm just wondering if now that it's only like 2 foot of elf, a large werewolf, I could just like snatch it up and run.
You could certainly try. I will say this: Fido is also equally large. Fido is a large werewolf as well, but
I'm just like
that's a
I'm
choice.
trying
You
to think-
could definitely do that.
Trying to think of my options here.
Yeah, that is. I would say
if I were
that's an
to
option.
do that, how difficult would you say that it would be?
I will tell you if you're gonna do it.
Okay, sure. Let's try.
Okay. As you are assessing the werewolf and the little elf that is now wrapped in this webbing, you would say this is a 7 difficulty.
Okay. I look at Dazzle and I give him a look that's like, I'm about to do you a huge favor, you small nerd. And then I roll athletics and roll a 6.
Can I assist? Is there anything I can do?
You are tied up. What would you do?
I don't know.
Distraction.
Wriggle. Yeah, I could distract. It could be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, like I got that like knowing look from this. I mean, like I'm between two giant like fur monsters anyway, but like one of them is like I'm on your side, so I'm just like, hey, over there in the woods, is that Mrs. Claus?
Nice. I need a cunning, and this is going to be I would say 7 difficulty as well. Wait, hold on. I need to look at their stats really quick. So, I would say 8 with their stats.
Okay. I mean, 50-50. Let's make it. Let's even the odds a little bit. I'm gonna spend 1d6 candy canes.
Right.
2. Okay, cool. That's good. Raising my cunning to 3 and 15.
All right. Roll 1d6 for the candy cane. Oh, because you upgrade, you can't. You don't get anything because you spent candy canes.
Okay.
All right, that saves you a chance. I think that there is a moment of struggle between the thing. Don't forget, you're gonna take 2 stress. There's a moment of struggle between you and Fido, but then as soon as Dazzle shouts this, Fido goes, "Oh, where?" And the other little witch also immediately turns and looks that way, and the other witch hesitates but then looks, and you have all 3 of them looking the direction that Dazzle has mentioned, and you have your moment to pull this spider webbing and book it.
Yep, I do. I pull the spiderweb package of elf and just like in arms bodily holding the whole, instead of dragging, you know what I mean, like fully picked up Dazzle and sprint off in the direction of the werewolf alpha.
Okay, you're heading to
Does
the
that mean you
alpha
get
werewolf
sticky
trail.
from the web?
Oh, it's stuck to you. The webbing is stuck to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now Dazzle is one
web
with
and
you.
fur. It's a whole
Yeah.
mess.
And it's what it is.
You have web in your fur, and Dazzle is stuck to you.
Great.
But you are together and you are running. I'm gonna need a athletics as the 3 of them look around, and the one goes, "Fido, you idiot! Now they got him! Go get him! Chase him! Go fetch! Fetch! Fetch!" And Fido goes, "Oh no!" And then just starts bounding on all 4s, running towards you. The one that was shouting turns into a will-o-wisp and starts chasing, and then the other witch just slowly starts running at as much as their little legs can go.
All right.
This is going to be, hold on, I gotta look up Fido's stats. Where are you at, Fido? Okay. I will say that this is an 8 difficulty.
All right. Well, I guess I will spend D6 pumpkins to increase my chance.
You
here.
barely have enough to do that.
I have 8. It's fine. I can do what I want with them. It's cool. If I succeed the roll, then I don't have to worry about losing them. It's fine.
Well, you
Here
lose
comes
them
that
first.
6.
You lose them no matter what. You have to spend the pumpkins
you know,
first.
you know what I mean.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha,
like,
gotcha.
Fine. So I spend 2.
2? That's not bad.
That's fine. That's all right. And then we up my athletics and we go. And I roll a 6. On 3d6, I roll a 6.
Oh no.
Good.
Take 2 stress,
Okay, done.
and you talk to us. What does this look like as you're running, and why is it? What slows you down?
Well, I'm carrying a wriggling package of elf that's like half stuck to me, and you know, it's a whole thing. And the other thing is, notably, Sybil is the clumsiest werewolf in goddamn history. Like, she's not allowed in the fine Fabergé egg stores, you know what I mean, that exist in this area, for previous issues. So she just trips like on nothing, basically, and falls like head first over Dazzle and like rolls along the ground, landing sort of like splat out, legs in the direction they were running, sort of sprawled on the dirt in the middle of town.
Yeah, you're sprawled out on, I think, on the pathway towards the alpha werewolves. So basically how this town works, to give you kind of a little bit of a depiction, there is a gate that opens up and it goes 3 different ways. The trail does. One goes to the head witch, one goes to the vampire lord, and one goes to the alpha werewolf. And you're booking it now the other way, whereas they were going down the middle road. The werewolf, the blue werewolf, Fido, comes bounding on all 4s towards you and is hovering above you and takes their mouth and kind of pulls Dazzle and chucks Dazzle away. Some of your fur comes off with it because your fur is like attached to it. And you just get, you know, like, has any of you ever like gotten where you get waxed?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It feels like you're just getting like your chest waxed.
No.
With this spider webbing that gets yanked off you. And Dazzle, you go flinging into the air. I think one of the other witches are they're both bump into each other and try to catch you, but they're both awful at athletics. So you just kind of like fall to the ground and roll. And then they go and try to like stand around you. One kind of like holding a wand, the other kind of just standing there with their hands out. And Fido is like on top of you, Sybil.
Can I turn this into some kind of fight? Because I'm actually good at fights.
I think that is what's happening right now.
Yeah, I think that's what this is.
I don't think you're turning into a fight. I think it has become one.
I just like, I don't know. I don't like the rules, you know?
What do you think Fido's doing on top of you? It wasn't fighting.
Could be anything, really.
It's your turn. What would you like to do?
So when it comes to combat, is it the same sort of stuff, and we're just like rolling against
You just kind of
each
tell me
other,
what you're
or-
gonna do, and then I tell you what makes sense for that roll, and we kind of like
for sure.
walk through it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I think the very first thing I'm gonna do is try and get out from underneath the big blue werewolf, and I'm gonna do that by transforming into like actual werewolf mode instead of regular, not fully a werewolf situation.
It's either werewolf
said-
or you're like a human form.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. I'm already werewolf. It's fine.
Yeah, you're already a werewolf with your
I
floppy ears.
go for it. I think I just try and like punch him in the face. You know, I'm just like throw him
go
off
for
of
it.
me.
That would definitely be athletics to me if you're gonna punch him in the
That's
face.
fine. That's totally fine.
I would say that is a 7 to punch Fido in the face.
The real question is, how can I leverage my will the best in this fight? I don't think there's really a good I use my will against you move, so I'll roll a 2 on athletics instead.
To give you perspective on what will is again, just so you have that. Will is how positive and constructive your thinking is.
That's not helpful here.
I don't know how helpful that's going to be for you. But yeah. You rolled a 2?
I sure did. But I
So-
cannot take stress during a fight because I am immune to
You
pain.
don't take stress, right? I was just going to tell you, you take 5 stress. You do not take stress instead.
I take no stress.
You keep your cool, even though you go to punch Fido. I'll let you describe how this fails, and I'll just explain what they do in return.
I think I just straight hit him in the face, but it's Fido and he doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like, he seems like the kind of guy who would be like, that was cute. Now I'm gonna kill you. You know what I mean? Like,
In fact, the person who created Fido did say, when it comes to combat, they're serious. Like, they're kind of like derpy and like lovable, but then when it comes to combat, they're like a ferocious werewolf.
oh.
So I was like, you can certainly punch them in the face if you'd like. Yeah, you punch them in the face, and I think there's this moment where you realize, like, oh, Fido's a good boy, but Fido is an angry boy now. And their fangs start like their large teeth come out, and then you hear a grumble, and some drool like splats onto you as you punch them. Like the drool just onto your face. Delicious. And you can smell this warm, nasty breath that is breathing on you as you hear this grumble. And they're going to counter punch you right back.
Okay.
To defend yourself, how would you like to defend yourself?
I would like to use the sheer willpower of positive thinking.
This is like when Tyler was like, I like to use my eyes.
Everything is gonna work out just fine. There's no way this plan could possibly fail.
I feel like luck
I'm
is
all
more
good.
relieving.
I'm all good. It's fine.
What show was that where I kept trying to use my eyes?
That was
Stephen
Grimrose.
Grange, wasn't it?
Grimrose.
Or was
Oh,
it
Grimrose.
Grimrose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Grimrose Academy, yeah.
I mean, if it comes down to like I can't use my willpower, then I guess I will defend myself.
You would have to
physically.
explain to me how you would be using that
Well, the way that I think
positive
of
thinking.
the way that I think of willpower is like maintaining strength in a stressful situation, right? And
Maybe in like D&D,
getting-
but that's not what it is here. Here it's like your critical thing. It's like your intelligence is what willpower is here. So in like D&D, int would be like will here.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? It's
Okay.
kind of like your
Yeah.
critical thinking, your logic, like how you would solve a puzzle, like that kind of stuff. It was the reason why FizzWiz was not picking up on like passive stuff, and Clove was picking up on like, oh,
Okay.
there's this passive information that I'm getting without having to roll. I think
yeah,
FizzWiz is a 0 will.
I'm not really sure that my will is gonna help me here, so I will just defend with athletics, I guess.
All right, so you're gonna try to
will
like
physically
block
defend
it,
myself,
or
yes.
physically, okay. All right.
It's gonna turn into a werewolf scrap in the streets.
This is going to be a difficult one. They're
Uh-huh.
going in for a big punch, and Fido's out for blood. 10 difficulty.
All right, let's do it. I can't possibly fail. I do.
Ooh. You don't take stress. I keep thinking about math.
Yeah,
I
I
keep
can't-
mathing
I
stress,
can't.
and I realize you don't take any stress.
I don't think
Um,
any.
Yeah, so you are gonna get punched in the face. You feel this large werewolf fist come smashing back into your face as like a counter to yours, as your hand goes up but not in time, and your hand kind of pushes their shoulder a little bit, but you get fully pushed into the ground as you feel like the dirt kind of pressing up against your other side of your face, and you even get pressed so hard that you start like sliding, and you have like a little like stone burn on your face, a little bit scratched. And then you see them reel back, and their claws start coming out of their hand as they're going to come in for a slash. Meanwhile, Dazzle, you are being like hot potato between these two witches. They're like trying to catch you, and it's fumbling, and they're trying not to make you hit the ground. But then you roll to the ground as they both go chasing after you as you like start rolling down the hill. What would you like to do?
Is the web still like pretty securely on me?
It is.
Okay, I think I'd try repeatedly switching between elf and reindeer to try and like break the web. Or
As
like
you
get
go
out
to
of it.
transform into a reindeer,
Or maybe it doesn't work the other way so well as it worked the first time.
it doesn't work at all. You
So
like
it's not even like the web
you-
stops me, it's like the transformation doesn't happen?
Normally, you when you're in the North Pole, you can transform between elf and reindeer all the time.
That's especially scary because reindeer is what I actually am, and an elf is what I turn into. And now I'm stuck as an elf.
Right now, yeah.
See, I try and stop holding the transformation that I normally have, and I'm like, oh no, this is me now. Oh dear. Or not dear, I guess.
That was clever. Good.
But yeah, when that doesn't work, I'm just struggling. I'm just like trying to get out of the web, and I'm just like
Yeah.
anything that I can. Like if I'm rolling down a hill, I try and aim for sharp things.
Ooh, yeah. If you're trying
Like
to aim
it'll
for
hurt
sharp
me,
things,
but it'll hurt the web more.
I think that to me is like an athletics. Like you're trying to like squirm your
Oh, no.
way to it. Did you say oh no?
Yeah, because my athletics is 1. I'm not naturally an elf.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't know
this
how
is
to have these limbs.
a 6 difficulty.
I would say, so can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like if you're intelligent enough to be able to use your surroundings, seeing what you're going to hit and try and lean one way, you can just use your intelligence to bounce off stuff to direct
Your
you.
will, you mean?
Yeah, your will.
That'd be nice if I could use will to do that.
Okay, I'll allow that.
Okay, good, because my will is one of my best stats. That's a huge improvement. I'm gonna roll it.
I'm sympathetic to your
8.
All right. You are able to. Explain to us what you see, and like or how you get out of this.
I imagine that there's some like, some like ominous thorny plants and like roots and stuff, and I just like as I'm like rolling and I just keep getting a momentary view of what's ahead of me, I'm like, oh, if I like bend this way, I'll sort of like turn my roll in this direction and I'll just go straight through these thorns, and it'll be horrible, but it'll break up the web maybe.
Yeah, you make your way through this bramble and like the thorns kind of break up some of the webbing. Some of it's still stuck to you and you can see like clumps of what look like orange fur also stuck to you. But otherwise you're able to kind of like squirm your one arm through out of this webbing as these 2 witches come running and chasing after you. One of them opens up their arms and you start seeing something coming out of their hands. You've never seen anything like that before, but it looks like they're doing something that is now going towards you. The other one has pulled out like a wand of some sort and is like swinging it in their hand and is like now pointing it at you.
Okay. Can I try and dodge this?
Yeah. That's going to be athletics.
That's the problem, is it's always athletics. We now have the same issue here.
welcome
This
to
is going
will
to
is
be-
a terrible stat.
This is going to be a 10 difficulty. Yeah, you are built for like crafting things and being lovable.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Which you're really good at.
I'm gonna try to slightly improve my odds here, and I'm gonna see if I can get away with using cunning, which like athletics is a 1, cunning is a 2. It is an upgrade. Can I like I've rolled over these old like thorns and vines and stuff, and now they've run over where I've just been rolling. Can I like yank on some random like root or vine or something to like trip them and make them miss?
Yeah, I think you can certainly try that. This is going to be a 10 difficulty.
Okay, if I roll a 5 or 6, it works. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna believe in the heart of the dice. The dice failed me. I got 6.
Take 4 stress.
That puts me over.
Oh, what is your stress?
I was already kind of doing it. My stress explosion is play tricks on Santa and the other elves.
Ooh, okay. So now you definitely have to play tricks. That is like your actions that you must take have to be forms of like trickery. As you pull this, I think the one witch that has been like holding their arms out like lifts into the air and their hands go back and they fling forward. And this bolt of like what feels like electricity hits you and you start like shaking as you're kind of like stunned there and you can't move any of your body parts. The other one just holds the wand out and like is waiting in reaction. Meanwhile, go back to werewolf action. You just got like punched and slid along the ground.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh, I did the thing. I'm sorry. I
It's
undid. All right. So, my next move is to seeing this incredibly, obviously much more violenter werewolf than I looming above me. I'm just gonna be like, "Your package is getting away!" Just like point towards the rolling, escaping elf.
That seems like a cunning to me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me look at Mr. Fido here. Yeah, I think that will be an 8 difficulty.
Okay. Hey, we did it. There we
Nice
go.
with a 12. All right. Fido is like in a ferocious mode, but like as soon as you say that, it goes, "Oh, where?" And immediately starts leaping and chasing after the package. And you are left there on the ground. And as you lay there on the ground, we're gonna pan. Like you lay there on the ground and we see like the camera pan up to the sky where we see like no stars, but just a moon and a big cloud kind of moving over it. And we see transitioning from that cloud a different area, a cloud of snow. And we see a sleigh that is sitting upon that snow, being dragged into the reindeer stable. The reindeers are all kind of looking at the boxes that are kind of being pulled in. And a few of them are kind of looking at each other like, we know what just happened. Because they heard your plot, and then they saw you guys run into the box and go over there. And I think Chocolate Jump is just like looking at them all because they're acting weird. Chocolate Jump just goes,
What are you guys doing? What are you up to? No one else is making a bobble incident this year, right?
and then they all kind of back up in their stable. And he starts pulling it again. And we see pass a stable or one of the gates. What is the name of it, Dazzle?
It's lightning.
Lightning. We see lightning and there's no reindeer in there. And we continue onward until we get to a spot in the back. And the two of you can just hear like scraping along the ground of like you're being pulled on like some kind of straw or something. A door goes sliding open and you're pulled further in. You feel like you're being lifted up, Clove, and then dropped. And like the little sidecar box just kind of jiggles and you feel like you're like holding on for dear life. I'm gonna need you to roll me either like an athletics or a luck to like hold yourself in this box.
Well, I got a 0 in athletics, so I feel like I should spend some candy canes. I got 1 luck. I'm gonna spend 2 candy canes. So 2d6 for that, please.
11.
Wait. I had a moment of like, that's wrong, right? I just.
You're rolling all the high numbers on spending your candy canes. I love it.
I like Katie's reaction of like, no.
I refuse. I reject this.
Like, no.
One less than Max.
Okay, so I got 3 luck now, and I just hope to goodness this box stays together. I got a 15.
It's gonna be.
Oh, sorry, I
7.
didn't even ask. I got so
Yeah,
upset about
7
the
difficulty. You're good.
By
you
the
don't
way,
get any... You go ahead.
every time you spend candy canes, you've rolled at least 1 6.
I know. This is ridiculous. It's the opposite of how it should work.
But you have a lot of candy canes, so it works
True.
out for you. Because
Quickly dwindling.
yeah.
I started with 5.
What does it look like inside of this box as Tiny Fizzwiz is trying to like keep the box together?
I like to think there's some rope on the inside, like because the box is just like thrown together so crappily, and there's just probably some ribbon that got hot glued to the inside a little bit, so she's like holding on to these pieces as the glue is starting to crack apart in the corners, and the vibrations of this dragging is like making the nails kind of start to come out of the wood and pieces are falling apart. So just holding on for dear life on the ribbon that will hopefully hold this together until we are where we need to be.
You both hear the scraping of the big box being scraped. The little box is not, because it's like up in the air. It's like, I'm assuming it's like settled, like straddled onto the big box. That's what I'm assuming. That's why I was like, the initial drop is what made you like shake. And then you're being like pushed along on the ground. You hear a couple other boxes being like brought over and pushed. And then you hear some kind of noise, and it sounds like kind of like a whirring, like a and silence. The two of you feel cold for a moment, like this semblance of like goopy coldness, and then you smell something that doesn't smell pleasant. It smells like rotting.
Clove is gonna open his little side window that faces the like is tied to the thing. He's like, wait, you didn't make a hole for communication in your box. What the hell?
It's barely holding together, Clove.
Is that you that smells?
No!
If so, that's uncool.
No, it's not me. What is that?
I don't know. Not me.
Can I let go? I'm holding my box together. Can I let go of the ribbons, or do I need to hold on still?
I don't know. I gotta look out my other window.
What?
Wait, I only drew that one on.
Well, check. And like I just picture this empty, like dark box. Just Fizz was sitting in the like shaking, holding this ribbon.
I'm going to take one of my lockpicks and poke a hole in the side of the box and look out.
Yeah, you poke a hole and you look out. It's really dark. You can't see anything. You blink a few times and then your eyes kind of like get a little more used to the darkness. But you can't really make out what is happening. This whatever room you're in is really dark. You can see immediately near you that there are other boxes near you, like crates.
It's dark and we're in some other room with some boxes.
Why does it smell like this?
I don't know. I figured it was you earlier.
I don't smell like this normally.
Yeah, well, we also felt cold and we're in like one of the coldest places on the world. So like, you know, maybe that made you stinky. I don't know.
Well, it's not me. I promise.
All right.
And I think Fizzwiz is gonna let go of the ribbons.
As soon as you let go, the box just falls apart. You fall to the ground, and the ground, you can feel like some of the wood from the box that you built, but then the parts that are not the ground feel squidgy.
And like just trying to stand up, but like putting her hands in all of the goop.
It's like kind of, okay. Well, step out of your box gingerly, because this is not pleasant.
Well, that's literally part of my last name, but I kind of like my box. If you're saying it's gross out there, maybe I stay in my box, and then you tell me when you figure out where we are. Because that's what cool kids do. You know, they look out for their friends and let them stay in the comfort while they suffer to be cool, to make sure that, you know, the friends are cool. It's cool.
Sometimes friends doing things together is also cool.
We're doing it together. You're just doing one part and I'm doing the other.
Wiz is like pushing herself up from this like gross ground.
Okay. Can you see anything?
Well, I see the boxes, and if you walk towards this side of my box, I would be able to see you probably.
I'll make my way around the box to see like how much vision Clove actually has.
You have to push your way through. Like, you're small though, so you can make your way. There are like big boxes. There's a lot of boxes in this room, whatever room it is. It feels like you're in like an enclosed. It feels like there's a bunch of little boxes inside of a big box. That's what you feel like right now. You can't really make out anything that's happening here other than there are a lot of boxes. But you do see a wall eventually. Like, you can see a wall and you could probably follow that wall.
Okay, I'm gonna try something.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna go to one of the boxes right near us, and I kind of want to see if I can get it open just to see what's inside.
Okay. How are you opening this box?
I'm taking some of the shrapnel from my box, and I'm gonna use that to
Like
kind of
leverage?
pry, like a lever to pry open another box.
Okay, I will say that this is like a skill.
Okay. No whammies. Come on, I'm so scared to roll
I'm
anything.
gonna say
Not
that this
skill,
is
not
an 8
again.
difficulty.
I believe.
An 8? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, these are
There's
like,
gold
they're
inside.
hefty boxes.
I mean, all
Okay.
you gotta roll is a 3 or more, but
If
so
only it
far-
was that easy, Bentham.
Hold on. If you roll for candy canes, you'll roll more than a 3. So pretend you're rolling for candy canes.
I'm rolling for candy canes and totally not opening a box.
Ah!
That's all you need to do.
Yes, we found the hack.
You got to trick
Roll
it.
2d6.
Okay. Oh, come on. Got a 4.
You get 4 candy canes. Oh,
Aw.
actually, you don't get 4 candy canes. You get 4 pumpkins.
Oh.
No.
Ooh.
Oh.
Got more pumpkins than. Never mind. I don't know. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try to get this box open, and you just hear like like every little bit of might that Bizwiz has to see what's in this box next to us.
Yeah, so you use every might, and this box kind of flinks open, so much that it kind of like pushes back a little bit, but you're able to hold your ground, because you first use it to like open it, and then you use it to like hold like on the ground to keep you stable from this mush, and it like sticks
It
in the
looks
mush
really
and
cool.
holds you. Yeah, it looks cool. No one sees it. And the box swings open, and inside there are like little plastic baggies, and they look like squidgy. Do you go in and like kind of like get a better look? It's kind of dark, so you can't really tell. It just looks like a bunch of little plastic baggies that are like something squidgy inside them.
Yeah, I probably will pull one out and just under.
You
Under
pull
her
one out.
breath.
It is like the size of you, or like half
Okay.
the size of you. It's pretty big, and it's like, it looks like a plastic baggie with like liquid in it. And as you're looking at it, it looks like really dark liquid. It's kind of dark where you are right now, so you can't really make out really what it is.
Can I open the plastic and smell it?
Yeah, yeah. So you open it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't make
Uh,
that face. Like that doesn't make me.
I just
safe.
know what's in it, so I'm like, I just.
Okay, you pull. I mean, it's yeah.
I have a
Bizwiz
feeling I
is
know what's in
opening
it too.
How are you holding this out? How are you like? Show me how you're holding and opening this, because that could change how this comes out of the bag.
So Bizwiz is holding it up, like I kind of like rotating it until like feeling the squidgy part on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then kind of under her breath going, "Ah, it's a waste of plastic," and then like starts tearing open the top.
Okay. Are you being careful about like not squeezing it, like you're trying to open it?
Yeah, I don't really trust whatever's like squishy and wet in this environment. But
Yeah. Okay. So you open it. You're like holding the package, you pull it open, and now you have it open, and you're gonna sniff it.
Yeah.
It smells
very-
really. What?
That's very difficult to do with ripping open a sack of
And
liquid.
like a squidgy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. But I'm not gonna make you roll for it because you already rolled an 18 on the thing. So I feel like it makes sense that you open this. You smell it, and it has kind of a really tinny smell to it. And I don't know how to explain. Yeah, it has like a tinny smell to it.
Hey, Clove, there's something in this box that kind of smells like pennies.
It has like
Oh.
a metallic-y scent to it. I don't know how else to describe what it is.
What does it taste like?
I don't know that I want to taste it. I mean,
What's it-
do you want to
Listen.
taste it?
Listen, we don't have vision. It's dark. So you have to do something. You listen to it. It sounds like liquid. If you smell it, it smells like something. You got to use the other senses that it probably sounds the same. So the only other option that makes sense is to give it a nice, cool taste.
I don't know that I really want to do that.
Just like dip your finger in it.
okay.
Maybe it's chocolate.
It doesn't smell like chocolate.
And I'll dip my finger into it.
As you dip your finger into it, it feels kind of like warm and squidgy, but like not like the ground squidgy. It feels like liquid, but like a thick liquid, like
It's
thicker than
thick.
water.
It's viscous.
Oh. What would come from the North Pole that's viscous and liquidy and doesn't smell like chocolate?
Literally nothing.
No.
It's magic where we come from. What is this? This is so gross.
Maybe it's
like-
what the bad kids get. Maybe it's like liquid coal.
This is not coal. I have smelt coal.
Oh, you must have been bad then if you got coal.
It was one time,
Coal dude.
and I worked my way back.
Yeah. I remember the days of coal.
Oh, so
He was a different elf. But anyway, so what's it taste like?
I'm not gonna taste it because I got a bad feeling about it.
And I'm gonna gently set it on the ground and kind of lean it.
But the box is full of them.
Maybe that's the sanguine sacs.
Oh,
Maybe it's just sanguine, whatever that is.
maybe it's a liquid.
I don't think that warrants a response.
Okay, well, I'm gonna see if there's a light.
And then I'm gonna you just hear rustling as Fizwiz is shuffling towards the wall. And then I'm gonna hug the wall to try to. Are there any light sources at all in this room?
You don't see any light sources, but as you kind of hug the wall and you make your way, you do run into some stairs that go up, and it seems like there's a door there. And from the under bit of the door, the you call that like a you can see a little light
the door
shining
frame.
through. Yeah, the door frame, like underneath it.
Hey, Clove, I found a way out. I think.
Sweet. That means I can get out of my box and we can go that way.
Yeah, be careful. Some of those sacks fell on the ground. Don't step on them.
Oh, it's cool. I'll just fasten some cardboard shoes out of my cardboard weight set or wood weight set I put on the inside, or I'll make like sandals or something.
Oh, that's smart. I'm glad you have the resources to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to roll skill to craft sandals.
All right. Perfect.
You're
perfect.
an elf. I would say that this is a 6 difficulty.
Perfect. I'm just gonna roll
You've
it.
you probably crafted a million sandals.
24.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled a
God.
6.
Joking. These are Gucci sandals at this point.
Roll 3d6.
All right. $13.
Nice.
Am I getting 13 candy canes?
Pumpkins.
13 pumpkins. Ooh. All right. I've made probably my favorite style of sandal, the ones that stand up a little bit. I think they wore them in the Roman Empire or something, but they're very, very comfy. They're like clogs.
Did you make me a pair?
Oh. You should have asked
It's
earlier.
fine. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's my fault for not asking. Do you want to go up there? Because I think if we go up the stairs, sorry.
Pismice is teetering on the edge of just losing it, like
You
all.
have one stress left.
I know.
It makes sense.
If we go up the stairs, there's a little light. See the little light?
Yeah. I got you. You know, I let you lead the way before. I'll take the lead this time.
Okay.
Just be ready. If we see people, we're just gonna yell surprise like it's a party or something. You know.
Okay. Are your clocks gonna make a lot of noise?
I don't know. They're in the squishy stuff. You made a lot of noise just squishing around.
Okay, it's probably fine. Yeah, you go first, and I'll be right behind you.
All right, cool. Also, it still smells weird. And I don't know if it smells worse as I get closer to you or not. You sure it's not you?
I'm pretty sure it's not me. I think it's the sacks of liquid stuff that we found.
Oh, but that's on your finger, so you know.
Oh, maybe it is me.
All right, you ready? And I'm gonna like go to open the door.
Yeah. You push open the door. The door opens up, and you can see what looks like a large, expansive, for the viewers, a graveyard. For you, I don't think you've ever seen a graveyard in your life. It looks like a bunch of dark black grass and viney bits. And there's like a bunch of little stones that are in different shapes. Some are in the shapes of like statues, some are in the shapes of like half circles, some are in the shapes of like rectangles or squares, and they have like little writings on them. And then in the distance beyond that, you can see like a very sharp fencing. It's like almost like this gothic fencing with large spikes along the edges. There's no pathway or anything like that, but if you look around of like where you are, it looks like you're in some kind of stone building of some sort. And there is a giant, large moon that is shining down upon you, giving you sufficient light. Like it's like bright out, but it's just moonlight. There's no stars in the sky. And as you open up the door, you can hear something in the distance, and then it sounds like it gets louder. Sounds like a dog, but like no dog you've ever heard before.
What is this place?
I don't know, but it kind of looks like a weird chessboard.
It's just scary looking. Like everything, like the ground and then the stones and then the walls.
And the
And
squish.
And the ground is like, you're on a stone part, but if you step off the stone down the stairs of like this mausoleum thing that you're in, the ground is squishy again, and it does smell awful.
You should get some like pine trees or something in here to help with the smell. I mean, why is look at the ground? That's not ground.
Yeah, there's no snow. What kind of ground isn't covered in snow?
Gross ground, apparently. Is this what it looks like underneath the snow where we live?
Oh. You know what? You don't have any snow with you, do you?
No, I mean, it would kind of melt too, right? 'Cause it's a little warm here.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to sweat. You know what? There's like a barrier. Maybe we have to win in the game of smelly chess.
Okay, but did you also hear that in the distance? It's not a... What was that?
I don't know. Maybe it's the sound that the one thing that we didn't know the language of on the
Although-
cheat. Maybe it's talking to us and it's telling us what to do, but I don't understand it. Because it's like a dog, but like different than a dog. And maybe that's just talking to us,
Well, what if, is this where Dazzle is? Like, is this where Dazzle, like, went?
I don't know. I would say use your sniffer, but the other smells will probably overwhelm your sniffer.
I think it would. I think it already has. Okay, so if you were Dazzle, where on this disgusting, squishy landscape would you want to go?
Do you guys step down from the stairway and look around, or are you guys staying and like just continuing to peek around the door?
I think Fizwiz is just kind of like cowering behind Clove a little bit.
Clove will probably slowly step down as he's thinking and trying to take in the environment, especially after you said, where would Dazzle go? And he's like, where wouldn't I go?
As you step down and you make your way further into this graveyard and you look around, you can now see that you are inside a very large, like, stone building in here. There's a statue in front of it that looks like it is inscribed. Supposedly someone had died. That's their grave that you were inside. And it looks like there are dates on all of these stones from one date to another, and then names within them. When you start looking around, you can see that this fencing that goes around the side of this graveyard does lead to a road. You can see a road off to like the far left around this building. So if you like look to the right of the building, you can see a road that's off to the distance, and it goes to a gate. There's like a large Gothic looking gate, but there are two huge skeletons. Like the skeleton's like knee goes to the size of like where you are. The skeleton's like probably like 4 times your size. There's 2 of them standing in front of this gate.
Okay, so the cool thing to do is to not follow the path.
Okay.
But Dazzle also doesn't work at their station,
Yeah.
which is the path that what we're supposed to do. And then those things are big. I don't know what Dazzle would do. I think you should pick now.
I should pick. I mean, are those things real?
And I point over at the skeletons.
You see
Oh,
one of
yeah.
them slightly move.
Okay, those are not sentient. Okay, if I was Dazzle, I would be never at my workstation, constantly at the stables for some reason, always getting lost.
And I'm gonna like pan around this horrific landscape. Is there by any chance any sort of like trail? Like, is there like a candy cane scrap on the ground? Or
I would allow skill, luck, or will for this roll, depending on how you're going about doing it. I think one of those 3 makes sense to me.
I'll do skill. I think just thinking about where we come from and how it would stand out so drastically. Like if there's a little tear of Dazzle's clothes, or little tiny elf feet, or something like a jingle bell on the ground. So I think I'm just looking for that. And so I'll roll skill for that.
That is going to be, I would say, a 6 difficulty.
I'm so scared.
I believe in you. Remember the
12!
I was gonna say, remember the candy canes.
Roll
Roll
a
the candy
1d6.
canes.
Roll a
Yes.
1d6.
Okay, I'll do that.
2. You get 2 pumpkins.
Yes.
It is not a bell. It is not a piece of clothing, but you do see drag marks, like large drag marks along this trail leading up to the gate. And as you're like following the trail, you're looking around. I think it is not you that notices this, but passively, as you guys get closer to the gate, because I'm assuming you're following this trail, right?
Yeah.
As you get closer to the gate, it is actually Clove who sees this, as they have a higher will here. You notice past the gate that there's something going on. On the left side, so that there's like past the gate, there's 3 roads. There's a road that goes down the middle, there's a road that goes left, and there's a road that goes right. down the road that goes left, closest to you, you see a large, fluffy orange thing laying on the ground. It is like laying there. Are you sprawled out, Elf? Like what does burning fur look like on the ground?
I think she's.
Ooh, you unmuted.
I did it again. I'm so sorry.
It's
Natural
okay.
reflex.
We just get like an echo.
It's actually really interesting.
It sounds cool, yeah.
Yeah, the drama. I think she's probably like trying to get back up. Like this large ball of orange fur, like trying to dust herself off a little bit after this like brief scrap, a little like wipe on her face, you know?
Yeah, it looks like a large dog bear thing. You've never seen anything like it before. And then down the middle trail, not quite in the middle, but more to like the left of it, like in the center, in a bunch of bramble, you see like someone just like lightning just come out of their hands, and someone else is like standing there holding a stick, and there's something small and it does, I don't know if you can make it out because you're kind of like Dazzle's kind of far away, but it does look like a small person that is like, what are you doing, Dazzle, exactly? You've been electrocuted. You're like electrocuted and like shaking.
Have I noticed these elves, or am I oblivious to these elves?
You just got up. You just like shook
True.
yourself. But that's what Clove sees as Fizzwiz. You are hot on the trail. You see, like, you can see something like getting dragged here, and then you make your way up to the gate where these two skeletons kind of like step forward in front of the two of you.
Hello. My name is Fizzwiz, and I'd like to go through here, please. This is my friend Clove. Oh.
Give us the pendant.
And both of them, you can hear, they both clank their mouths with like the same time. And it sounds like the sound is coming from both of them at the same time. And they both extend their hands down close enough to you. And it seems weird. Like their arm looks longer than the rest of their body. And like their hand kind of like sits in front of you, even though you're really close to the ground.
Clove, do you have a pendant to give these skeletons?
I don't even know what a pendant is.
I think it's like a jewelry thing. Is
Oh,
it a
I thought it was just a
stone?
pen with a dent in it.
Maybe
I could
it
make a
is
pen
that.
with a dent in it. Pendant? Yeah, pendant.
You
Yeah.
must have a pendant to pass.
Can you describe the pendant? Huh? My brain is foggy. You could probably tell me what it looks like and made out of and how it's made. Yeah.
It is circular and provided by the Pumpkin King.
Oh.
Oh,
Does that mean it's like shaped like a pumpkin? What's a pumpkin?
I have a pumpkin.
Wait.
I found it in the basement or whatever that was that we were in. It felt like a basement.
Oh. I have an idea. It's circular, right? And it's like given by a pumpkin king. And anything else to it, Mr. Tall, bony thing?
It is a
Or-
pendant. You must give me the pendant to pass.
Well, items aren't everything. Materialism is not, I know that we all get caught up in things. Maybe if we just go along in life and think about the warm feelings we get from other people, that we could just, you could let us through.
Maybe they're just angry and we can give them gifts like we give to children. We could make a gift and give them both a gift. Maybe they'd like a nice stocking cap. The heads looks really bald.
Well,
And I think like Fizzwiz, like I'll start like getting a pumpkin out so we can maybe fashion something.
As the
And
two
then I
of
kinda
you
want-
are trying to like make something, I think this is the point where burning for you do see these two elves as you're dusting yourself off. You can see there's you can it's mostly because you hear the skeletons clanking and they continually keep saying like you must have a pendant to pass.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna head over in that direction because we see elves, and this is the second and third elf I've ever seen in the same day, so that's coincidental. And I head over towards the skeleton area, the little hustle in my step. And loom over the behind the skeletons, who are much loomier than
You're behind the gate on the other side of the gate.
But I'm just gonna look at up at one of the skeletons,
I think as you come towards the gate, like before you even get up to it, the other skeleton teleports to the other side of the gate. The two of you do see this as well. Like the one skeleton just like goes into the ground and then like comes out the other side of the gate.
Did you see that?
And I think I
maybe dive where it just went in the ground. Maybe there's a hole there. Go for it.
I think I'm just gonna be like, hey, Frank, these two are with me. Is that okay? I pendant, like I take out the thing and I like show it.
Show me the pendant.
That's like.
Frank holds the pendant up. Its eyes start glowing and it matches the pendant, like it's scanning it. And then it hands the pendant back to you. And the two skeletons, both of their eyes light up. And they both kind of like in kind of unison. One opens the gate from one side, one opens it from the other. And it's like the gate is opened up.
You may pass.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Look, don't worry about Frank. He's real chill. But for now, your buddy, I think, is in some kind of trouble. Yeah.
Did you find Dazzle?
I was gonna say we don't know anybody from this world, but maybe that's more accurate.
Well, it's the first elf I've seen today, and you're 2 and 3, so I would assume that you probably know him.
I'm not 3. I'm Clove.
No, you're 3.
My name
come
is
on.
Fizzwiz.
We'll worry about that later. Let's. Stuff's happening.
I still want to know if that's a hole.
Is it a hole? Like when we walk by
Where
it?
the skeleton
You
goes.
jump at it?
Clove wants to like poke it.
Yeah, you poke the ground. It feels like the ground, and it's squidgy.
Ew. I want to stay on my sandals.
Yeah, you should.
You should really keep wearing those things, and you just see like Fizwiz like squishing through, and goes up to Burning Fur and puts her little hand out.
Hello.
Yeah. Burning Fur just grabs your whole arm and shakes it, like 3 times the size of you. Like.
Are you a dog?
I was going to
Werewolf,
say they look
actually.
like a teddy bear,
But
but like
Are you-
angrier.
Are
she
you
looks
a teddy bear?
vaguely self-conscious about being referred to as a teddy bear, but she goes, "Sure, whatever."
It looks like, actually, Fizzwiz, as they say that, it kind of looks like a big teddy bear with bunny ears and long arms
Yeah.
and legs.
an
You are
orange
so
one.
cute. So where's Dazzle?
Over there, getting electrocuted by witches. I figure that's probably something you want to worry about.
What?
And I panic, like look at Clove, and just like start running as fast as I can. My little legs will carry me.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm going to walk.
As Clove walks and Fizzwiz, you run quickly as fast as you can. Fizzwiz, give me this is not gonna get you any stress or anything like that, but roll me in athletics. Oh, actually, you can't. Never mind.
I can't hear. Oops.
I looked at your stats. Oops.
We could roll on the die as well.
I know, right? It's a 5.
I was like, wait, you can't. I was gonna see if you could act before the other group, but that's not happening.
I probably am not that far ahead of them, to be quite honest.
Yeah, you're walking really fast, but Clove is like walking at the same pace as you. And you see as like Dazzle It is now your action as you're being like electrocuted.
I gotta pull pranks. The shorter witch who's electrocuting me, do they have like a hooded robe?
Oh, it's the bigger one who's electrocuting you.
Oh, okay.
The little one has the wand.
I'm just
Do they
thinking
have a
shorter
what?
one because I'm thinking of. Do they have a hooded robe? Is that like the
Ooh,
witch garb?
neither of them have hooded robes. One,
Damn it, okay.
they both have like witch hats and like cloaks.
Okay.
One has
I'm gonna,
a really big hat and is little, and then the other one has like a normal sized.
Yeah, I'm gonna run at the little one with the big hat, and I'm gonna try and jump up and just pull the hat down over their head.
Ooh, I like that. You're being electrocuted, so this is going to be a little bit more difficult than normal. I would say
reasonable.
normally that would be like an easy thing, but I would say it's like a 6 difficulty. But because you are being electrocuted and attacked, I'm going to move this up to an 8.
Oh god, can it be a cunning rather than athletics?
That's definitely a cunning roll.
Okay, good. That means that I can succeed. What was it? Would you say it was an 8 or
8, yeah.
Okay. It's possible. 10.
10. All right. Yeah, you pull the hat down, and then the little one is like,
I can't see. I can't see. I think I'm going blind. Meow. Meow. Help. Meow.
Gotcha.
and then the other one that like just cast electricity is like, how did you get out of that? And is gonna go and try to snag you up and try to grab you.
Okay.
As the other one's like pulling the hat up, trying to like see.
Can I steal the little one's wand?
Ooh, you can try, yeah.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, I think because they have the hat down, that's gonna be a little harder for them. I will say this is a 5 difficulty.
Okay, what's the attribute?
This would
Cunning
be,
again?
I think you're grabbing it. It's athletics. Because they're like
No.
flaring around.
And difficulty 5, right?
Or luck, I would allow. Yeah, difficulty
I'll take a
5.
look.
Yeah.
I'll go for luck. Okay.
2.
Balls, I got a
Take
2.
3 stress.
I mean, I'm already over the limit. I'm just more over the limit.
But roll me 1d6.
Okay. 6.
You get 6 stress back. From your trick that you did earlier.
Right. Okay, so
you minus 3 from that.
Okay, so do I count stress over the limit, or is it just like it's 0 and then
It hits 0 and then you go back up.
Okay, oh, in that case, yeah, I'm no longer
3 now,
stress
yeah.
exploding because I've got 3 to spare. Okay.
Yeah. And you're still stress exploding for a little bit here because it's in world minutes that you're stressed
Okay,
out.
just like yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm like I am pulling my stress down so that when I come out of it, I'm good for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
As long as you keep doing actions, that will give you stress back. If you don't, then no. But as they're like you trying to take this hat off, you go to grab it, but you are unable to because they're like kind of flinging around. And we're gonna go back to the other group. Who's running? What would you like to do?
Walking casually.
Okay, walk in casually. Sorry.
I think Business is gonna yell. How far away can they hear me if I yell?
I think at this point, now that you're on the other side of the gate, yes, because they did not get very far past the gate. They were like walking out of the gate, and then he transformed out, and then like this altercation happened.
Fizz was gonna try yelling at them, and still trying to run at full speed, which is normal walking speed for Clove, and go, Santa's gonna be upset with you. You're gonna be on the naughty list, and just is trying to coerce them away from Dazzle.
So if I help you out with this, you guys will come to see the werewolf alpha with me, right? All 3 of you? If I help you out?
That? I don't know who that is.
You don't need to. Just say yes.
Do they have candy canes?
They have even better here, and it's pumpkins.
Snowball fight. And he's gonna scoop up the dirt and just look at it and go, "It's not snow, but it could still work."
I'll be your friend if you help us.
All right, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think, just trying to get over there so I can stop Dazzle from getting electrocuted.
I would like I think a cunning would make the most, a cunning or affection makes the most sense to me for trying to convince them they're going to be on the naughty list and that is like important for them to care about. I don't even know if, I guess they might know who Santa is, but not directly in the way that you know who Santa is.
Everybody.
Still sounds ominous.
Yeah,
If you've never heard of the naughty list,
Yeah,
it's
let's
still
see
a
how-
scary sounding thing to be on.
How intimidating you are.
Okay.
Or how I think this sounds more like cunning than affection.
Okay.
I would say that this is an 8 difficulty.
Okay.
Candy canes.
I kind of want to spend some candy canes or I'm going to spend. Can I?
Go for it. You
spend-
have a lot.
I'm going to spend 2 candy canes.
Okay.
Let's see how
So
high this is.
2d6.
What's this going to cost me? 7.
Was it average?
Hey, you didn't roll
Yep.
a 6 this time.
Yeah.
True.
It wasn't
12.
11 like you did that one time.
All right, we got a 5 on cunning.
Wait,
A
are you forced
10.
to use candy canes or pumpkins in this scenario?
She would have had to use candy canes if she wanted to use 2 because she only had 6
gotcha.
pumpkins. She could only done 1. But she could have done 1 pumpkin, 1 candy cane group. So
Yeah.
it has to be 6 of the same kind though.
Oh, gotcha.
Let's see. A
Got
10.
a 10.
Ooh, that's good. That's a
That's
success. It was close, but still a success. You don't get candy canes for that. Yeah, I think that they stop for a moment because they're like, I think the little one says to the big one, like the little witch to the big witch, is like,
Oh my god. Who's Santa? Like, is Santa gonna? What's the naughty list? I don't know what that means. Meow. I don't want to be on a naughty. Well, maybe I do want to be on a naughty list. Meow. What do you think?
who cares? I'm probably already on the naughty list. What are we doing? There he goes. And this gives you a moment, Dazzle, to do something. What would you like to do? And you
I
do
gotta
see
play
your
tricks.
elf friends now. You could definitely do tricks on them.
I mean, surely there's a level of self-preservation at play here, and I'm gonna
Well,
direct the
technically,
tricks
it's
towards the
supposed to be
witches.
doing it on your
friend
friends.
elves.
Like, that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh,
There just
God.
wasn't any around. That's the detriment of being stressful.
Come on, lay it on me. What are you doing to Fizzwiz?
I mean, whoever gets to me first, kind of trip them over as they arrive.
Fizzwiz is right there.
Oh, please trip Fizzwiz. Please. Please.
Also, Fizzwiz has like a bloody finger. That
Oh, yeah,
probably
we
is
can
why.
see now.
That's probably why the other two are like kind of a little intimidated by this.
You'll be on the naughty list.
Yeah, you'll be on the naughty list, and it's like blood is dripping off of Fizzwiz's hand.
Do I need to
So
roll
many.
anything to save myself from being tripped by Dazzle?
Dazzle has to roll first.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Well, is that what you're
What will
doing,
this
Dazzle?
be?
Are you tripping?
Yeah,
What
I'm
are you
gonna
doing?
try. Yeah, I'll try to trip 'em
Okay,
up.
so you're just gonna run away, and like they think you're running away from them, but you're just running to trip them to help. You're like, hey,
They literally
he's
come up
getting
to
away.
rescue me, and then I just like sidestep and put a leg out.
Yeah, you go for it. So it's gonna be counter. So, how are you tripping them with athletics
Yeah, I'd
cunning?
love to use athletics for this.
or
Yeah.
cunning? I think cunning makes the most sense to me for. That's like
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
fine.
it's
trickery, right?
trickery.
Okay.
And then Fizzwiz, how are you getting out of this?
Can I argue affection? Because I'm going to save my friend, and I see Dazzle running towards me, and I open up for a big hug so I can latch on to Dazzle.
I can see that,
Dazzle
yeah.
tries to trip me.
Saved by a hug. I can see that. All right, I'm in. I'm sold.
Saved by love.
Okay. So just a roll off.
Yeah, it's a roll off. So whoever rolls the highest, whoever rolls the lowest
right,
is going
I'm
to take
rolling.
that stress.
I got a 4. That's good. That's
Oh.
nice and low.
The power of love, please. Oh my god!
No!
You're going to take 2 stress, Bizwiz.
Oh, Fizwiz is now at capacity.
Oh, falls asleep.
What is Bizwiz do?
Oh god.
As soon as I trip and hit the ground, I am asleep. I am just passed out. Like you hear a slight, like light snoring. just legitimately trips and skids, and it's just like on this gross ground.
Oh, I'm crying. Oh my gosh.
This
Okay.
was a narcoleptic.
Yeah. Just out.
Dazzle, you are no longer stressed anymore. And you,
Do I
good
clear
job.
some stress from that too?
No.
Okay. I'm 3 below my limit, and
It
I
has to be. It's like a minute in game. Now you're good.
Okay, so yeah, I literally like I this whole fight's going on, and then I'm like, oh my god, my friends! I'm like, Fizzwiz, and then you run up to hug me.
For
I
tripping
trip
them.
you.
Yes, actually, yes. You do get
Oh,
stress
okay.
back for tripping them. Sorry.
Oh,
1d6.
How much is it? Oh, okay.
It's 5.
5. Okay,
Good.
yeah, great. That's much better. Okay.
Now
So
you
you're at-
Yeah, I'm like
realize.
Fizzwiz, and then I still, despite this happiness, sidestep, leg out, you trip, fall, pass out, and I'm like, why did I do that? As the stress explosion ends. Like, this is the worst possible. It was a good prank, but now.
Now it is Clove and Sipple. Either whichever one of you want to go.
Well, I scooped up the mud and yelled snowball
yeah,
fight. I was
go for
planning
it.
to throw the mud
True.
ball at somebody. So
Who you throwing the mud ball at?
probably one of the witches that were over there.
Okay. There's also a
Um,
big werewolf, another one. It is
Yeah, well-
different color. It's a big blue one, and it's running your direction as well.
But it looks similar to the one that helped us. So
Yeah, it does.
in my opinion, I would be like, I don't know if they're bad. I'd just throw it at the ones that were doing stuff
Yeah,
to my
yeah, yeah.
friend. So, I mean, throwing a snowball seems like a skill thing, but also an athletics thing. I don't know. What do you think?
Athletics for me for throwing a snowball. You're like
All right,
physically throwing something.
I'll rock an
To
athletics.
hit the witch, I think that's gonna be a 8 or 6 difficulty. That's not very hard.
All right, I'm just gonna straight.
Which
roll.
one? The little one or the big one?
Probably the bigger one. It's more likely to hit.
Okay.
And it was the other one had a hat over its eyes and was saying it was blind. So he's like, I don't
It's
wanna
not
pick on that
anymore,
one.
but that's what it was doing the last round. Yeah.
I'm too cool to take advantage of that. I'm gonna go
Okay.
for the big one.
Fair.
3.
You are going to take 3 stress.
All right.
And what happens to your chunk of snowball?
I have this.
AKA ground mush.
I have my thought is that as I throw it, because I'm used to packing snow, not mud, it just discomporiates in the air and goes everywhere.
It's just like dirt everywhere. Yeah, it gets everywhere. I think including all over Fizzwiz, who is like sleeping on the ground.
Perfect.
Just hear
perfect.
As like smacks of dirt smack Fizzwiz in the face.
Does
Fizzwiz,
Dazzle
your
think I did a
finger is
prank?
now bloody and dirty. It's got dirt on it too.
At least she's not awake to experience the disappointment.
I hope she wakes up. She's like, "Is this a nightmare?" And she's back in her cozy little bed.
Burning fur, what are you doing?
I think I'm just gonna go over, like, I want to head off at the pass, Fido possibly rejoining this whole mess. So I'm going to go over to him and be like, Fido, chill, okay? Think about it. We have the numbers advantage now. Do you really want to be part of this? And just engage him in like a math debate off to the side, you know? Like,
Okay.
are 3 elves plus a werewolf worth more than 2 witches plus a werewolf? And wouldn't he rather be on the winning side?
I think as you start saying this, Fido's like, well, we get more pumpkins the more elves we bring.
Yeah, but if we can get them all to walk there, then we don't have to carry them.
Oh, I like that. Okay. How are we
So-
going to get them to walk there?
Well, you and I team up, and we go take them to the werewolf alpha, and not the witch
The
person.
head witch?
That one.
I don't know. That's going to be hard to convince him. I mean, Jack is kind of like, that's his aunt.
Gotcha. Well, look. 3 of a sure thing is worth way more than 1 of a not sure thing. Right?
He like starts taking out his paw
I'm
and
trying
like
to
doing
will
math.
him. I'm trying to will at him.
Oh, I know. You don't even have to roll for Fido. Fido is not. He's very easy to convince. Specifically, the player who was playing them was like, "Yeah, Fido just will be honest. Like Fido's not a fighter by heart." Fido's like pretending to count, and then he's like, "Okay, that makes sense." It did not look like they
All right, great.
mathed it properly.
Cool. Listen, I'll take my wins where I can get them.
Fido like turns to their friends and is like, "Look, I think we should listen to, what was your name again?"
Sybil, Burning Fur.
Right, Sybil. We can take all 3 of them there. And the other 2 kind of like look at each other. They're like, "Fido, no. We had a deal."
Fido, yes.
Fido's kind of like looking between you and the group of them. Explain it to them again.
Okay, so 3 of a sure thing, and this fight ends right now. We take him to the werewolf alpha. We get paid the pumpkins. Problem solved.
Meow. I think we should just do it. I'm kind of done with this. Meow.
Whoa. You're
Uh,
meowing like a cat.
Ugh, fine. But my aunt's not gonna like this.
Look, we'll make sure you get all the pumpkins that you need to make it up for the whole upsetting your family thing. I mean, they're family. They'll forgive you.
I don't know if she will, but maybe.
I'll help you with something for her another time.
Ooh. Roll either an affection or a cunning here. If you're actually gonna help versus not.
Well, I'm better at lying than I am.
Okay,
at not
cunning
lying.
then. Well, affection would be like if you're really actually gonna help them, you know.
Well, I rolled a 10.
I didn't tell you what the difficulty is, but
No,
we'll say
I rolled
that
a
it was a
10.
10. It's fine because it's something in Pokeball. They agree to this, and I think that the group of you is all going to make their way to the alpha werewolf,
Yes. Victory.
and that's where we're gonna end.
Oh no.
I don't think Dazzle's making it.
I don't think you're making it
Back
home
for Christmas.
buddy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't think Fizzwiz or Clovis either.
Please tell me someone carried Fizzwiz.
Yeah, no, we
They're taking you.
I imagine
with.
like we wait until you wake
Literally-
up and then
No,
like
no.
Dazzle dusts you off and is like
literally underneath the arm, just sleeping,
like-
just like it's like a
slumped
sack of
over.
potatoes.
Yeah.
yeah, whenever you wake up, Dazzle's like, I'm sorry for tripping you. It was just kind of a reflex. I didn't really mean to. Thanks for
It
coming
was
to
really
rescue
funny,
me.
though. It was really funny.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty cool.
Like, if Fistwiz does wake when Fistwiz wakes up, not does Fistwiz wake up, like just arms are already like kind of instinctively outstretched for a hug, because that's
Aw.
what she was doing right before she got tripped.
I think this
Bro.
means that we're gonna have another year of whatever this is. So I hope you all are ready to come back, because we're gonna need you to come back to figure out how you make your way out of the alpha werewolf's lair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a
I got
layer.
some pumpkins.
You will have
We
some
can
pumpkin-
figure anything out if we put our heads together.
Listen, if Fizzwiz rolls dice, things will happen. It's fine. Like, doesn't matter what it is.
Stuff will happen. It might be good.
How
it
many
might be bad.
pumpkins do you guys have all together? That's the question.
I only have 7.
I got 6.
I didn't get any.
I have
Wait,
13.
5. Never mind.
You might be able to pay him off too. You never know.
True.
All right. Well, we are going to wrap up for today's Santa RPG Happy Halloween edition. We hope that you all had fun. And of course, we want to thank our sponsors. So thank you, Roll20, for sponsoring today's episode. If you're curious how we were doing our dice rolling or how we've done our maps in the past and card games and things like that, it's all through Roll20. So thank you, Roll20. Also, we do have merch. You can check out our merch at designbyhumans.com/shop/rollfort, where we have all kinds of goodies. If you're looking for a mug for your hot cocoa or a sweater to keep you cozy for the winter, I would highly recommend. And of course, we can't end without saying thank you to our supporter. So thank you so much to Thunder Cabbage. I don't know why, I just really love doing that. Thank you, Thunder Cabbage, so much for supporting today's episode. Let's get some roll love in chat for Thunder Cabbage. And of course, if you would like to become a supporter like Thunder Cabbage, you can head on over to our Patreon and become a legend tier above. And not only does that give you access to being a supporter, it gives you access to a private GM'd game by one of our wonderful cast members here. And of course, we have a ton of other goodies like after shows. We're actually going to record a live after show for this. So if you're watching right now, stay tuned for a moment. We're going to take a short break and then we will come back and do the after show. And of course, if you would like to subscribe to us here on Twitch, that is another way to support us. Not only does that give you access to VODs in advance, but also some of our wonderful emotes. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can use that on our channel for free. Otherwise, the money just goes to Jeff Bezos. So you decide what you want to do with your money. And of course, you can become a YouTube member over on YouTube, and that also gets you access to some of those emotes. And whether you're a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or a Patreon supporter, you get access to our private Discord where we can chat about all the things. You can tell us your thoughts and theories about what's going on between the North Pole, and the Pumpkin King lands, and the Easter Bunny. And of course, there's lots of non-monetary ways to support us, like watching us live. Thank you so much for making clips too. That's super, super handy for us. Watching us on YouTube, subscribing, liking, commenting, following us on Twitter or X, now Facebook, liking, sharing, resharing, commenting, all of those things help support us. And before we wrap up this episode, I would love for these wonderful people to say where you can find them at, because not only do they do wonderful things here, but they also do other things in other spaces. So first and foremost, we will kick it off to Distracted Elf, who played a wonderful Burning Fur. Where can people find you at when you are not saving elves? In
I don't know that I would
quotations.
call it saving. Certainly selling elves, but anyway, I'm Distracted Elf. You can find me at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter at distractedelf. I'm doing a new thing soon. There's no content on the YouTube channel yet. There might be by the time this airs. I don't know when this is going out, but what is it? YouTube Howling Elf. There's the new tabletop content on there between me and Dana Howell. and it's gonna be Ravenloft like 5e stuff. Should be a good time. So check that out if you haven't on
Awesome.
YouTube. Howling Elf.
Next up, we've got Apocalypto12, who played Clove Gingerlog. Where can people find you at when you're not keeping it cool?
Listen close. You can find me where this delectable voice speaks to you about comedy and sports. Specifically on Spotify, because we're video exclusive on Spotify. Go check out my podcast, Go My Favorite Sports Team, where I talk sports to non-sports people to teach you to connect, to find the passion within the games. It's a fun time, and comedy ensues because I'm joined by my friend Markiplier. So, but you can also find me on social media as Tyler Scheid or Apocalypto_12 everywhere. I post YouTube videos. I do other content like that, so go check that out.
And next up, we've got Katie, who played Fizz Whiz Giggle Magic. Where can people find you at when you are not falling asleep?
I mean, I'm glad it waited till the end that happened. It was serendipity.
I
think,
was
so.
dying. That's too funny.
I'm Katie Peters Plays. You can find me at Twitch at Katie Peters Plays. If you type in katiepetersplays.tv, it takes you to my Twitch page. All my socials are there. I have 2 podcasts myself. I have one called Katie Hasn't Seen That, and season 3 is coming out very soon. And I have another one with my friend Rob called Quantum Drive, where we talk all things Orville. I'm on a show here on Thursdays called Project Marana, where I play Laura Flowers, and we jump between 1994 and 2023, and it's been very interesting. I think we're about halfway through that now. So that's a Call of Cthulhu show right here on Roll For It. And I always forget stuff, but that's where you can find me right now.
Awesome. And last but not least, Bentham Plays. Where can people find you when you are not playing Dazzle Starshine and getting captured by strange creatures in a land you've never been to before?
You can find me on my unfortunately named Twitch channel, Mangle Pork. I might rebrand it at some point. I keep planning to. I never do, but I keep saying that I will. I know what I'm going to rebrand to. I just got to do it, and I haven't. So, I'm a disaster. And then, you might occasionally find me on here. But me appearing on this puts to bed the theories about me being gone. Because people are like, where's Bentham? What's going on?
I know I had to reply to some comments on YouTube and Twitter because people are like, where's Bentham? I was like, he chose not to be on Project Marana. Don't come at me. It's not like I murdered him. He's alive.
Yeah, to I mean, I'm streaming over on my thing. I'm still there doing that. I'm still around. But yeah, I've taken my first extended break from TTRPGs since I first ever played a TTRPG on camera 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I think 7. I've been doing them every week for a while, and then this year I was like, I'd like to not for a minute. That'd be nice.
Yeah, take it and chill. It's okay.
I'm good. I'm okay.
And I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all the places. I do lots of things on the internet, and if you want to see those things, just follow me and I will share them. I also make games and video games for a living. I'm currently working on a project called Ashes of Creation, and you can find it at Ashes of Creation in all the places. And with that, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back with an after show.